He is smart. He is unique. He is the best. Captain Sir is the king.
Asambeni. Hey, Asambeni.
Captain Smart. He is smart. He is unique. He is the best.
Hey!
Captain Smart is the king.
Asambeni. Hey, Asambeni. Hey, Asambeni. 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 Asambeni.
Hey!
Asambeni.
Oh my God, it's a very beautiful Tuesday afternoon. Let me respectfully say good afternoon to puppies, mummies, uncles, and aunties, fellow Ghanaians, my brothers and sisters, and everybody. It is Asambeni.
Asambeni.
The name is Asambeni proudly.
Asambeni.
Brought to you by Blue Financial Services, Esuman Motors. Yes, I mean Young Executive, School, and Bingo Bet. If you cannot beat them, they say join them. So if you cannot beat us, you got to join us. It's Tuesday. Good afternoon. To the pastors, to the prophets, to the reverend ministers, to the fathers, to the bishops, to the archbishops. Good afternoon to the MPs, to the ministers of state, former ministers of state. Good afternoon to former presidents, the president, former vice president, even the late ones. Everybody, good afternoon. Good afternoon to the CDS. And good afternoon to the IGP. If you heard your title, then it means we have something to tell you this afternoon. Proudly, Your Excellency. Good afternoon. This afternoon, to help me prosecute this agenda, is the First Lady of the Republic, Her Excellency, Mrs. Janet Tagore Smart. And the Honorable Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, Isaac Jebi. The chairman and video calls Nina. Good afternoon to you, Nana. Let me say good afternoon to Krobia Sancho Kodokohine. Sufo se to baby o gamancha. Amen, amen. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to all parliamentary candidates across the country. Good afternoon to you, Madam Nadu Mills. And good afternoon to you. And some baby, we've got a lot to tell you this afternoon. But before that, let me proudly sound this to you. I love radio. Those of you on Facebook, we say a resounding welcome and good afternoon to all of you there. Professor Bokping has said something very profound. He says, I am disappointed in the NPP. They are knowledgeable, but that hasn't benefited us. Hey, baby. I'm a penita that John Dramani Mahaman in the Eastern region. Only about me, a Kopimu Ashanti region. And about me, so 14 days, I say about me, a person be free Ashanti region. Penny forces and Tokwa from one, now Refisake Kakura. So, John Dramani Mahama, also an Namini Eastern region. Wakwachebi. Wakwachebi. John Mahama Kwadru Chebi was here. Monkwa Nanado, Monkwajimo $8 million on her. Mam wo chebi hano obi anko na nado $8 million won ho munko kwaji musika na monche Sunday John Dramani Mahama wie yo si ba omienya F1 Akufado nya F2 the 2024 election, no, kick them out. Say ya bosumba kubia o Kumasi abonten so. And so Sabosum no comfort be anywhere or come Sabosum and another some crop ya Santa Kotoko Hene. Sabosum your friend crew from market. Ghana CEO say one more saving Ghana $250 million. A day, Yababo Munkoma. Eti Crow from market abaya bosom so konfobia and command no. Alan Chamatin say meba Messi. Mary. Badi yedi trade minister and fear watch it. Well, when you answer me, where the trade minister and fear watch it. Well, when you answer me, Sunday. But we are shown and Tessa and Tian Consa.
Sunday.
Baumia so and run also than Kumasi. Then I be also see crop from market. Mbesi, me bedi president. Mbesi.
Sunday.
Where the vice president and fear para watch it. Where to me and see. Udivia Mbesi, won't mean see.
Sunday.
We'll be talking to the people from the capital of the Ashanti region, Kumasi. Tell us their frustrations about the Crofro market.
Sunday.
South NDC for a ward Boso constituency. I'm saying, hey, Jameson, we any paboni. We any paboni, papa. I don't say constituency organizer, MPP. I don't know why returning officer.
He is smart. He is unique. He is the best. Captain Smart is the king.
Where are MPP nipa communications officer MPP? Na makweno easy said abana ebeto no o me hweso bi ene mobo abo Afadia MPP MPSA e wo mbrahye bedwam say when I majority when I minority. Okay. Mama see oh the ekoso ni na no e ya say do nkache na ama say yentimi nko parliament. How? GC netted the 4 billion Ghana cedis car, but since Ghana komu quarter about wegu. Open your for soon cancer say Alan Chamatin. Moyane day or time by me. Cause when about me, see a fear chili hot ting. Abisana hono. Any ya. Say I'm no say Ghana for then I walk for Black Stars and area. And Crawford be say ya wo krom hai. Media na mani agide anyway. Omo ya Crawford no na krom hom to me chigoro and ombubu morere. For bubu morere wo krom na kokwa sa o ma be say. But na ball no ekoswa your friend is saying Abrante Kudus ebe ball penalty no na Ghana for na nkasa gina che pa away pa away pa asempa baby Sunday Nigeria presenter bi wo Kaduna wakoka se bi ma sesi ya me no kase Kaduna hina frɛ no ɔse the question is very simple say president ben pa na waba Nigeria na yiri ni ma topa bu pa etika Ghana ha se nkatareza kofo Ajman Kunadu Nadu Mills Lordina Mahama Auntie Rebecca Kufado obusa very simple question sa president first lady see when pan in the matter pebu akoya ko busa question we de asema bre no nti Ghana hunting ka de asema ba so obusa o Ajman Kunadu slim tint Teresa Kufo ni modu Prof Nadu Mills e modu hore ho Lordina, or the Senate, or Lordina is the Senate Mammy, or the Teresa. Honestly, Lordina so or the say ne sister Penny Teresa honestly your Tundra and Afe Rebecca and so sa and to Ghana Hana branch Kobusa Sasamu and Tinka then never see or say President of Nigeria Queen why pa first lady by any nima to Pabu Euradia Quay Muadi. Honorable Minister, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Mahi. Hey.
Your Excellency the First Lady, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, my.
Hey.
Kasantem.
What man call?
Bibi Abokode.
Yamia Dum.
Sir.
Well, last conversation, no.
We are interested. Okay.
That's all that we.
Come on, who Casadana mini a cornea ye analysis viewer.
Actually.
No, Busasa Ocean and Adwa or Bodogi. Oh, Bodog, no, a spanky, but toss no pop.
Catch us area we are bad papa. So
Listen, no dinner table so.
Sunday.
in fact, you both of you are off air.
A Sunday.
This is best.
A Sunday.
The very best afternoon show.
A Sunday.
I hope so. Yeah. So these are some of the issues we'll be talking about this afternoon. The last one is just, something to make sure Obestrena.
The near car my media Lordina. Lordina deja you. What you know say ana Japadena kasa gu flash tafa.
A Sunday.
That's how we do it. We know how to do it and do it better. Because as a tension will tension this year, no. Fortunately for us, this election year tension I'm building up in term. And we'll talk about
A Sunday. A Sunday.
Minister B according konkonsa my tape no I am ready.
A Sunday.
Or say be no one pass on one party bet me and win power this year.
A Sunday. A Sunday.
Or your minister. Hey. I say be no one pass on one party bet me and win power because on one kasa your swap for there. Then so jine ne ya on share dem hu ade papa bia ankasa pa party ne ba ya wire Ghana for betimi ahwe ho de ato aba ma wo mo. Hey.
He is smart. He is unique. He is the best. Captain Smart is the king.
A Sunday. A Sunday.
He is smart. He is unique. Captain Smart.
Say kwa woman hino wo matu na na say yentu no. Kwa ha na ba ha but kwa wo ba him ase o matu no. Yen kan hinsam to yen ko details.
A Sunday. A Sunday. A Sunday.
Ghana National Fire Service for adwuma for Mako 315. Almost say almost chokrata. Emu 289 assign. Almost say by the end of this month, November umi Fire Service adwuma no omonye biem.
Asante ni
315 emu 289 assign. Eti Chief Fire Officer, we die mate ho akere wo.
Asante ni
Womo asensan awie, womo so womo aka no bi atukwan bi kwa ha, womo ba, womo besan asoso. Womo se Fire Service adwuma no wonye biomu nne, womo nya biomu china. Adentra, womo reasons no e wo letter nim. Ye be kan bi akere wo.
Asante ni Asante ni Asante ni
Why na jeje kum chacha mane bodua no?
Asante ni Asante
Kum chacha ekuta sensan. Se vertical, se bela kwa. Se eyensuo benyo. Se olive oil se den o di bodua e wo tiles so.
Asante ni
Sadua boy ebeye adwuma na se enye adwuma.
Asante ni
Kum chacha se wadwa pa.
Asante ni
Okay.
Asante ni
Eti mame mrafie na afei. Oje?
Gerald. Yes.
Faba ko yenko.
Mamenka sasem we na ye nyina yente ye ho ase. Obi a oka se Crowfrom market obeye bia sa nipa kro no yesi ni hu ni yesi na bo. Se na ke betimi a. Yesi sa nipa kro ni hu. Ni yesi si na bo nka ho because e deception ye nada. Eye tro kese pa. Na sanso ye fere ye ni wo ye nim gwase. Crowfrom market na ye ni musem dada. Oma payini dada akufo epenso. Eno oni KME, Onua na ye president eno odi she KME sase yankukuru market fasi ho no mo. Na tumi muaye mame num dwomfo ma no. No mo huntumi hare won. Na kakejetia Crowfrom ni tafu ni ene omo ho no mu ina na nka mo huntumi hare won no mutumi nyomo adwuma. Fofi antoata. Ena oma payin dada akufo na mamu twa mu koye. Ye na ye nim say the directive principles of state policy no and shada nya adwuma wo Ghana ha. Nti so ma ababi e wo so na sa ababi e be free so a adwuma wa start no opa oba e no beto so opa onye. Yenya Atabils Emma N1 on the otumi eto sa from a payin dada akofo e de animonyam ekokobie ye Emma animonyam ina baaye. But Crowfrom market de adane bosom from time a Oma paying dan kufo ete so satel enne na ne man ye ni wo ye fere kese wo mpa ne say the running mate to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia matopoku prepre watna empeswado so for 12 good years as a member of parliament. Watna some perswado so for 12 good years as a member of parliament. MPP fu ani na broda NPP abu me share south omo ni na broda me no ka say so Crowfrom market esi me share south. There hasn't been any attempt whatsoever. Ye the adene she KM nsa say KM for mo nto aso da monye o say sibe now the NSS boss ena tena say o say yakwa kwaje bosia ye be ya ne sa hwetre sam eno ja hokoye ye gofo twitwa na se wo na se sa eno ja ho no mokoye oye na famu de kakra bi bosia no Fidelity Bank bosia ye kwa akwaje e da ba be ye Crowfrom market copy me ne Fidelity Bank for withdraw so munye sa de ni bi
ye no mo hu ye
enu achi ena sampai so aba sampai ba ye odo so de enumudwa tantansa eno de ne nam no so ye ba be ye e de akwakobo bosia ye secure loan ne kura wie ena ye guso ne bank for kasa ene ye ne merchant bank na kasa na Crowfrom market da so si won mo anwe ne si
Me can say the member of parliament, as is the running mate to His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, the flag bearer of the NPP, the biggest party in Ghana, and the ruling government for that matter. Na eja we jakitwa we siwum peswaso. Jakitwa we o esiwum peswaso. What to me to one na mo bia sa okwakoye. E ma crofro market etumi bubu egu kofo niam so se no. Ena etokofro wo de odimrika ekwakwasra menhia sa atofo se me ba beye. Ha! E de nada na ni wo na e feresem so no. Adetida ye subject ye ho to sanim gwasesem we. Na sasabim prediasan se wanya bibia fa ma mesia satofo a wo sakokọ yi omo ehi asa di omo ateme di omo matwitwi fo maka ho omo payni da kofo in his wisdom ehunu say so ja a monumental project and I say oja project be visible project be edisi mesia south na ye kai dum ede mano eniema omo payni da kofo start so oye IU hospital also see what Tafo or started Tafo hospital by me no can say Tafo hospital yakoto tiles and your goom ya toto hunyamani na masisem no can say anybody now pro and many now pro tiles ni now pro ya sit down na my vie dino all right it is the late MP Yerakoto Amaka Obabe finance minister na do man broke heart odi wuye no so kind of ono ne person no pray say yenya hospital me say enam ne okota for hospital a emergency ward ko for to be for mienu per 2 people just 2 people not Crofo market si ho Tafo market susu ni Tafo hospital su ni na kofo owu kofo ma ewu ye hunu anya 8 years down the line. Now dimrika kukufa okoya akache me say okoya market na fi de oba beye oko first ka wa hina de akwakoye na disona ka beya na ka running mate member of parliament for 12 years na ka wa hunu anye na ka wa ba bet na so 8 years na ka wa hunu anye wa ba bet na so 8 years wa hunu anye o member of parliament at so for 12 years na ka wa hunu anye Aden ye da Ghana for nim twitwi form to say ye nim yansan
JB
asa ye nim yansan
JB dia wo kan ye wani abra wo henham nyinaa omo wo abato mpesua no so dia ade no mo so aye. You
see nyama me boafu no say it will not just serve their own interests but it will serve the interest of the larger population in Ashanti region. Kejetia Mahama Kosi Kejetia.
Dubai.
And you mo Kejetia no more benefit you. There are people from across the country and are benefiting from Kejetia markets. It is a crop market to hold more. Now can also so I bet me a buanko forma or more the environment ni na no at your benefit. She never here and them grass some nefarious some woman. Tama yes crop market. Yes there be a police station womb. You be a fire service womb. You be a crutch womb. Ya be de wom and the crop from market me no can say CPC one of the longest police stations in Ashanti region omo tumi ntua mobile omo dai ko tumi ntua me etu omo awiakete meanwhile na market so si wono mo a ye twa say da ko kosi na ye 2 police for da kwakoshim timi no can say crop from any police station. You can just imagine now way I want peswa so when the MP were hold for 12 years we are running mate one who say okwakoye afi na okata Ghana for say ye mo tumi abekwakoye
there be no baumia na eka
baumia no yedai
so onye running mate
baumia na yedai
oh
vice president
and then the presidential candidate
and napo yedai napo no ye a member of parliament for 12 good years
say nya napo na ka
party be na teso
okay.
Say this party na waso na so omonya fine granted because enye omonyema nti no kwa de say enya dwuma metiase but the workers of party na do danko akufuado wo ma pahini ano ebo brade to ho no masisi a wo benefit odo na esesa dwuma die na se I friend the crop market what me anya crop market
what crop market na si ono
what me anya Tafo hospital these are the 2 projects what me anya Tafo hospital hospital what me anya
thank you.
Nanim de nim gas de ferry nkwa na mo de tete wonom na mo de Ghana fo anim twitwi form asif say be predes ye ohuri anim kosoro
Medas.
Sika ni ho.
Sika na ni wa kwase ba de obi asoma o.
Medas. It's Crawford Market no NC hono. I remember very well former Asukwa MPP constituency chairman. Anya Sabre. Oh, Papa de bia na mre finity. We free mukra ja. That day I make say yeah cockate sword for this project. Na nya asem ketwa crew from.
Bisa no. Ono ne kra de de wom. Bisa no ne de wom.
Unum ne mic no.
Me na medum
ne de wom. Bisa no.
Asu de wom.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Ne de wom bisa no ka kiro. Ne de wom.
Give it to him.
Enye say ne de wom say contract ne de. Contract. Ah. Eja no ni ne de wom o.
No your pass and participle.
And I saw through your contract to wom ankasa.
Ah.
Me boa.
Jose.
Me boa.
Yeah, my God.
Dear here.
Me.
Dear here.
Crawford Market.
Crawford Market. Crawford Market there. Na ya jiji scan. Me na men kabe de be 2. Se ne yetua. Edu bebre ya ya say ya be jiji scan ye de wie ne yatrem. And then kabe de be 2. Cause that yetua.
Goodness.
Ye tie wo kire mo e.
Na ma chewi.
Di oni menu ano no.
Eno no. And then
who be after the only one I don't know.
na the pavement blocks no. As a pavement blocks no mucha baby.
Okay.
Eti ye wo fa free baby e wo no e de ba yetua oka.
Okay.
Oh eno me ye bi.
Jordan the contract.
Eni ese oso ka ho. Eni enmo so o untimi ka hwe.
Da be met ba ka hwe, maka kan. Me de ase ko swa blog bra na ma kwa so abra wi won si aja eh. Na ma sem. Ana fa. Eni ene. Baby, I me ye adwuma ho pa ye. Abinji. Okay.
Abinji market.
If you could be ha. Ho de me ye adwuma ho.
Zi aso kra de ho no ma sha wo fu age ho afa.
Oh.
Na ta adwuma ni kromi na mo de masa.
Ekofu age wo sese age ho no mo afa.
Adwuma ni ho so adwuma
no. Unna dura bit wo no mo so oga come now. Come. Oga come now. Here oh fine ladies dey here but me I go serve you better. Come now.
Akwa no akohoda.
Oh, is that
can't James go cham.
I said what a VIP bass. I heard before car.
Where we issues no. First lady who can
Oh, me ko jo me de kakra me kan ye se ne odi kan no NPP ni NDC. Omu nyina tiagum. Ye campaign gidigidi. Na Mahama kwa okọ chebi enne nsem odi kwotu dwa na menti ase. O se chebi foska wo nana ho.
$8 million no.
Eno deska.
Bisanse nsu na ba.
Chebi nsuo ana tede.
Eba.
O mi ko jo mi busa wasem o. Nana do kuro mu nsuo ni ho.
Ye be bo video da ma.
Momo ya nsene yakasa.
Ye be bo ama.
Nana do kuro mu nsuo ni ho.
Ama wa wate ase. Ti ben ha ho koso. Producer se men ha ho. Ye be bo video da ma. Ma wate ase. The enti o kan say $8 million. E wona na do ho no mo nkwaje no.
Me pesa me ye sure say e sika benya.
Enti o be bo video na ma ntu de kasa.
Okay. Enti o mu nyina campaign no I think say so far so good e koso. Na yera baumia se ne say mokas wa ye ka na wa di asante mantema boso no.
Yeah, o che langa do ho.
Enti opeso akire say asante mantem nko na obenya the.
No, that is where you can get your highest vote. No
Captain Smart.
No problem.
My brother, they have since not paid the blocks money.
Grow from. O partner bi na send them out.
No, it is so painful.
Bami kwa omara suna menne Ibrahim Abubakar.
Okay.
Oh, chief security.
Ibrahim, good afternoon.
Captain, good afternoon.
Na bibi aboko there.
Yami adom bibi aboko.
In fact, nobody can stop galamsey at all. At all. Now, Kumasi to say.
Captain, Kumasi de yabeka cheboko. Emite aka enaka krama ya to abano. Campaign activities no na maka say amane hume so isan say osha flag bearers no and our presidential candidate from Enra na dodo na wo ha obia ebo apra omo ye omo campaign ti for now they say political atmosphere na manfo ahya e feeling ti Kumasi meka say see at the end ekoso
say no wom nyina no de no obi eka
Captain unze wo hwa santimantema say the entire America say no obi ani abre no wo hwa total registered voters no a little above 3.2 million inti according to obi apese ogine share free ansana other regions no wotimi akoje ne dia account and the bear obetimi so obe renew say the be wotimi ayinti obi aba promises na ena odema say for the past 2 weeks Dr. Mahmoud Baumia that was vice president or presidential candidate Emma New Patriotic Party or Asante Mantima ono nso bo apro awoko na bo hye na akodoso bebi a obekwa ne bo hye awodema ono nso from market from omanpeni 4 times so our share tia went me we are free so ye jesi wa no ono nso abehye bo se nyame adom na otimi bedane omanpeni a obetimi abeye abewie
ai crow from market no
from market ba ku
ya
ya
obeye president na obewie
ta no oka
na mpacho enye ho na napodi MP no
ewo menhia south president
medase sana lanchamaten obeye movement for change no ye minister of trade and industry anana ehon kaga na ho sa time no
also eka ho pa ono nso alankodo tremantin so abechebo so ono nso ya me adom na Ghana for etimi etoma na ono nso ebeba be wie market no ama Asante Mantin
pacho Baumia kanona onye vice president mfie nwotwe
ye ka say kura say captain ogusu vice president
ena yamani di president ansa we wie crew from market on
Captain, MJ na yate. Dr. Mahmoud Baumia ejina akase. Ye ka say de oye mate. Ti ano enkura no enti nyuma no bebere nya ade a ono abetimi aye. Aje ye di sti ano man no church o be driver ni wi a. Na ni de bebi a ono apese ode kan no ebu no de obetimi e de afenti ono de ozi esi ade enya ade a obetimi aye hu bibia na mmom ye manu bedi omantanyi ankasa de a obehwe na market no wotimi ewie but after before we buza questions no my mate efo hu market no he said they make one penny for time na o share 2007 na ye share within 8 months no ye betimi ewie na 24 etimi akoma akodi omuda once me every 2008 esiwa endi buy omuba kakra bi omontime wie ama ekwohye KJT market ase ama enu ye wie kura ama amanfo tim MPP nso aba nfie nwotwe ani omonso entimi embeye ho hwe ama the last time kura na Kumasi mayor any central for share yes campaign omuka se eti ade aban no niske nti omuko PPP private partnership no mako pesika ba na cheche yetimi be ewia na omotete omusika enche na abe ya aban de no nso ehu yenche hu asem bia bio enti market no esi wo 17 good years azeti a wokọ ha o efu baby cracks be abem roofing no say a egusu si a because even traders ni be a series of protests residents so amo ma complain sanze ukọ currently apart from say umure fu ono also the den of criminals nti omo nipa omo din se money abehihye wa omo ha simemufo nti edu enumre ben 7 a untimi mbetwam e wo saa area ho nti ọmọ abọ ho a enya ade a aban bia etimi abewie Krofo market amomo ba omi atse de ka no se obeba bewie so na enim se oya omampani abedi chire but on the ozi eti de omuntimi for omunsanka aje ono abe omampani a na obetimi abe adan kojo chairman so a ankani no oye form ana no oye trade minister owo MPP mu asesi ono nso ate ne ho say original contemporary independent presidential candidate ono nso no awaba ho anope waba ho awoni amanfo akasa ono nso ka che omu say omutuma na obehwe se Krofo market no any market bi aka because apart from Krofo market yes our Mamponti market I no kra there for 20 years na yakoi eno nso esu a obia emfa ne nsa enkan ti ta market ni na no obetimi a obehwe ama ewie na adwadefo nso enya baabi a omo nso ebekwa akodi dwa because currently even though ewie kejetia market among 14 phase 2 central market egusu a esiwa ewie enti ama ukọ central business district a ono congestion o esanse adwadefo no afa ekwan ne fa ebi mu kura afa mfimfini esanse ewie project a esi ebewi amomo na ọmọ akọtinem etimi edi omu dwenje esi ade traffic na achini dodo na ye gadifo na ọmọ nya bi bebi a ọmọ bedi ga ọmọ abefa ekwan no nchenche mu na mfimfini a ọmọ nso edi omu dwa no
It is a metiase ye dia apart from there Mahama ko plaster there we chire ho any obeto so the next floor no inside the adwuma na obeye no ono nso di fi akonwa so no obi anya hwe wo ho biem
captain adwuma bia enko so ho the way I etia na etia the akura de meka che edan ni bi kura sha tia che meka che nche bia traders no kura ko me ya wo ye se ndie so omu kura no de be mo omu na omotime complete fa na omu di omu juma na omu di ga omu a ebe ma eni aba ho ama yetimi complete di aka mi na but me no ka say na no enya ade a bibisa etimi akoso nti Krofo market no afi ni si a eda so ehye nwurem a ye be ka say taxpayers money a ye di sha ase no obi be ka say for now kra na ya ye waste ya nhwe yi a na time I be ka say be ma contract abaso no kwa eti say komfano chidie ya maternity a na o say ebubu ni na esanhye dwumadie no efoforo
enti your friend is saying Mamponti market nso efimra Mahama fi akonwa so besi no obi aso fa ne nsankan
eno nso egusu ewo em say no kra de 2012 na omo sha tie ye Mamponti market no kasa no bibie no akoso enti awra wosem kra ni say esi ano ukọ Mamponti a bebi a gadifo no digwa no captain eye high tension pole kesi a ewo Mamponti wo ena omu digwa no ewo ase a omu complain several times on say high tension pole nso ensure to no omu gina ase eye risky omu so omu nim se mpanimfo otwen se bibi besi ansa na omu tuwa na mo a omu nim omu aka enya ade a obia etimi abeye hu bibi nti Mamponti de no nso no okwa eno nso promises upon promises akwa enya ade a yetimi aye hu dwuma bia na obia etimi de nsa ata abeka biom apart from the bia ye kodu eno nso esi ame no kasa no efa no ahyate pro a maybe contract akura be ba so no anhwe eno nso ye beka se bebubu na ye chifofo nti Mamponti omukura de omu ni bebi omu di dwanti high tension pole ase ena omu gusu a omu di dwa eye risky ema omu to omu ade na omu beto ade na ewo
Mami mbusa sa question we menim so betimi ayi ano a wo hwa ade ntina tambia no MPP bu asanteman kwase a
captain
Untimi yano. O de okasa untimi yano anya hwe bi no be
Captain, eno de in fact, so only residents to memfone kasa ene de ebi mu ehu ne sai san se mamponte market here ye kan wan se me. Mekai ohine a o mamponte
Osun.
Omo ye press conference e kan.
Osun.
Say omo hwe vote on so only under kwabre. Omo hwe vote ni loyalty a kwabre man e de ama MPP ni wo de compare development a e koso a na say wo form kra ye ntimi enfan compare and wo hwe ahanso a monumental project yenim say aban no aye bi eba road ni yi ene de obi eye second at least airport no yetime awie second phase even though still na nyanya international because yenyan shate nya international travel so still na no local airlines ene de ye beka che wie mu kakra ba wo hwe other ones na ti say KDT market ya ye kan ne interchanges I promise asantimo mu I promise ya ba ko enu ye no ka say no ba ko na a sha say aye koso aye so amelo ye tie be wie 2027 ejuma e koso ho de ba enye gidigidi sa enti ye hwe 2027 but at least na asantimo antem expect say 8 years of MPP government, at least 8 years never end. Now out of 5 interchanges, now I promise it's now about Kukra to now who's the way the Amaya say to not say the Akano de now a bonus, but a bien noir, it's me a saying, only a month for Kata. Every Mukache, oh, share to say they make a loyalty at Santimemu Edema MPP now. And yet the same, mu receive back. And I may be mukre kate. Asema kate MPP asante for asante for MPP no. Asema we say jaika. It's with time na best because now I'm on phone so when say oh. Me hwe de ama me na me da hwe so ato aba no.
Okay.
MPP ama me a me hwe so de ato onye so a no so be hwe o tene ti nti only a man for you come ha esana o tete wa e wo fomwa.
Okay. Mamenda wase. Minua Abubakar. That's it. Hey. Ashanti region May 2012 elections name I remember very well. Ewo, your friend was saying, baby, Asim Park. I friend Jubilee.
So,
one of Mahama Becca say,
Sunday.
Obey, Nyakro from
KGT market.
Debbie, ever say, oh, Mamponting.
Mamponting there.
Obey Mamponting. On when you know, after 8 months court na semino, and Okokate sword, then it continued.
Yeah.
When we, because they say taking the 3 years, no,
Yes.
the
Yes.
2 years time, no, the fear bam.
Yeah.
Akaho. High tension, I say.
And my one.
And a mano,
Yeah.
say, Edidra. Yeah, high tension.
Hey, high tension, I say, yeah.
And a man ponting.
Bibi ati mi si wo.
Yeah, and no, I say ho. And a man in etie.
Now, Crawford, baby, I'm managing to do.
Now, share if you are crow from market as I can now be said the minimum minka. Me book from market as one of my kaimeka.
Mi ohun na se akotua bi ama.
There be na my kaimeka me mabo.
Okay, let's go.
Because crow from market 2007. Okay. And 2008.
8.
Na SSA President Kufuor 8 months every almost started project no almost almost 8 months in the baby 8 months ni mu no and the admin say be demonstration e Kumasi nti efie ni fie eyi ni 2007 ni ani breye na Kofi Dwuma be print t-shirt man say fair demonstration to President Kufuor Kofi Ghana eti mpanifo ba ye ombe kasa ya na ka ba say sanete de ya almost started project akese bi wo Kumasi then Asukwa interchange, Sofola interchange, Kufuor emergency, Anglican secondary school expansion, Akabako. Oh, Anglican secondary school expansion. And KNU West is our hospital, you know.
Yeah, KNU West Hospital, yes.
Good. 5 projects plus Crowford Market. And a concentration in Akodi Akasiana so.
Okay.
80 and also a GOG.
Yes.
And your loan.
Yes.
Crowford Market and your business a government of Ghana na into Nyaka Krana came in the Kakrako.
Yes.
MPP chairman be chairman Sabre. Sabre from chairman of chairman of Sadai.
Oh, and
I squad and no dia Sabre. Bako. Oh, chairman of chairman. What do you affinity?
yeah, chairman Amankwa.
David Abo, Amankwa that's what my original chairman. Jacob for time, not chairman for one. Asukwa PP chairman no, former one no.
This is Odiala Nechi. Oh, refia.
Only Onua, Kokruwa wa bossa kura.
Aye.
Ono ane Asante Achim for MPP constituency chairman no. What on na ye you want from the chairman of chairman.
Oh.
Na
Asaribediako.
100 Ghana.
Chairman Asaribediako.
Yes.
Ono na ye Jubilee Park no.
Yes.
First wall.
Aye.
Ono na omo sa contract no ma.
The man.
Eti Olman no hwe adwuma no sɛ Asaribediako ye no so. Ene sa na tede a Crowford Market nso no. So mu wi a na why pavement na why when turn there na ne nsagu no bo wo twen ma ye wi
Contract no.
Nanka wakwa akoto aso. Ebo. Chairman of chairman, MPP chairman isika kwhye mo de ko wu.
Na Asaribediako da so tiase.
Da bi nya Asaribediako.
Oh, okay.
No ye wa Asante Achim. Oh, okay. Me refi din. Ona na Ashanti region also mo group.
Aye, you
Chairman for ina chairman. Papa no clubs on the ko wu. It's from 2007. Na Alan. Na Odaye Minister of Trade, Industry and Presidential Special Initiative.
Aye.
So Alan Chamatin should spare us our ears.
Crowford Market is a
He shouldn't talk about Crowford Market.
Okay.
No, Alan should stay away from that thing. What now, sir? I remember very well, even before Adukufor left.
Yeah.
I say Adukufor call Enipa 16 pray.
Yes.
Before Adukufor ebe free akonya so as minister because President Kufuor can say
Obi Akoso just all step down.
Ono ena organize Abbey Park boys ane ye ho nyina ane ye kodo ho.
Oh.
Mabro. It's me. Ena me di animu. Ena ne ye ne menshia youth organizer. Menshia youth organizer ne BBC ye. Tina o madwa no. Ntina me na me ye de facto youth organizer MPP. Menshia constituency.
I see. Sometimes na nya menshia no offense out.
Dabi na menshia.
Sometimes na Adukufor na ye.
Na Adukufor na ye MP. Ena wo fama ye kodo ho. Ena Adukufor Emma also African child ho.
Yes.
Who call Swami roundabout
yes.
Yes. African child.
Yes.
Papa we trap blocks.
Aye.
Ewo down.
Aye.
Eti Adukufor na di the bottom sika. Emma ye koto blocks 3,000. When himself if ya blocks na Adukufor ma ye di kogu ho no. Nkofo wi an 5.
Can you imagine?
5 10. And afei we boys no. Ofato ne nchen. Nti sa wo ba na okuta phone no wan fa ma na no the block na bofom. Pong. Na we yamashi na. With the mobile phone. Amano. 3,000 blocks ni na and ekro no. See from 2007 a project in a car ho. Alan was a minister of trade and presidential special initiative. He should shut up. Then Mahama, Prof. Samuel Seba Kumasi. Honestly, I say about demonstration at Tiano. And of course, share. Mamma, don't know, mother. He put that there. It will be boss here.
And no crowd also book dinner table. Some interchange. Sorry, Sofola interchange.
Sofola interchange so.
And no case se na ko wuska na ko de Sofola interchange no kra de ne wu wasa so afere kra se ohu sa se e bon we kra da ho.
Ena eja oya na adwen se oba nkran ya. Obedi hu nkomo. Oba no be yare ye no ko abruchiri. Ena oba ye no be wu.
Oba no be exercise ya.
Oba ye exercise no be wu. Eti Jomama. And we need 2012 elections no. 2015 John call Kumasi and Okohu said no Adiana Kaho and Adiana Yase. It's a guy been an for Pane, former Ashanti Regional NDC Secretary Slaka Bovi.
Yeah, Slaka
very good.
Yes.
No, catch on so more here coin be first one bay. And John de Koye. Sad dine the war
inside
inside
no.
Or question say
boss where we are who be here.
Boss where you if ya Jomama ko boni na so e the trusses go abro sign so.
Yes.
Eti
Ena nka waya kura wi
ana oma KM4 engineers no ekoye structural integrity analysis test enom ka so abrosan kase producer betuma ma video na abrosan kase na wa ha say no eso and our foundation is very strong into betumi asa to aso be 2 or 3 enom so okay sada tell dey enom fa trusses ngu ba ko no so na omo mo no so no mo de we kire ni na so na omo meto no so enom no so team Odifi akonwa so. Ona ekro no. Ena na do be di president. Every year ye kaya Akufo-Addo. Ba me no vice president. Oda vice president.
Napo ye member of parliament oh.
Napo be di MP.
Hey! Asande ni.
Napo be di MP oh. Why na catch us omo grow from
12 good years.
We wie. Afena na ba me ase dey obeye grow from market oboa. I say MPP presidential candidate be anyone who watch that. I was Ashanti region to say Baumia. Because say ya me no ka say. O ko di 12 days ba waka ho.
Me say you longer than Ashanti region.
Wacha ho too.
Hwe 2020 elections. Ade betem me ato aba. Na the way na Ashanti region fo say dwa MPP no tina na nado. One day enwumre no okọ mensia no okọ enhye so. Ekomensianof esa so go for krom that same day adechi and ekokoto aba because omo hu akire omo hu ayebu omo hu ayehi
efia Ashanti region pa minister now kasaye no ani tape no ho aye bebo no o say ono on she den hu ade bia the reality is that oba yen Asante ho dem pa na wo hwa ebetumi atena so say we ye hwe ho de ato aba ma MPP someone should tell me
so man pay no kufu amanani amre ena sada ko wanwie emergency a na kebeka wo tese kufu ama ka hoyi
na chese MPP nya hwe wo ho
so amanani amre ena wanwie asafo interchange a na kabino kasai na kahwe ni ho
enu nti na ayi papa regional minister call
Reja Bisabe, Simon no Sebisa.
Wait. O si project ya hina Maye 5 and I'm not so much saying
5. Also about 10.
Oh, me share office.
Afey no so me share office.
You know, me fa won san kire bibi potin say ade we ni na 8 years na na do bae watumi ayama santima but because say amanyokuo no just as and for na Julia the denya.
Me ha who because of one kasa party office. Who to me krada da woje la so this party office what to me see. Till now. Nye party man ho. Emma Lodina, ye ma me Lodina kura 2 years ka bi. Ye ba be Samira 2 years ka bi. E no kra wada do no kasa ne party members am no kasa. Ashanti region kra e rent e da so rented dan. E wa shan e wo kro from. E ho no mo da ye mo party office e ho no mo Josa dan kra nya adwuma ho. Omo da so te ho. Ama bra.
So
wait. And then I'm going to
she in course apart from airport to here, Jayamiado.
Airport
I was Sante.
I'm not more commission, but that's a Kenyan market. I'm not more commission. I'm not going to market. But I want them home at
First lady, Menko.
First
lady, Menko.
Kenyan market, you don't know commission.
Me quantity church.
The first person of Babel commission, Kenyan market. Hey, mayor. OSSB now the NSS boss on na mayor on na be your board chairman mumisa no how many times stores ndo do say e no do also the can ho
Charlie.
Asante Reggie de Jayo. Ta full hospital obapayin da dakofo kroya.
Enso anura we nyina ye kan ani ha ni wi. E no to ka jem se o de be ko ho still.
Oh cha. Na me da.
Why JB? Okay. Yaba nkomo kase bi afidie so awie afa eye Mexico for ne interviews na Crawford koye no ne de okai ne bi 7 year bebre ade
Ofa kan waka
You know be wo ne me de o mu ne se ena ne saso ye me ye wo mu ne se okwa Ashanti regional asese be produce amanyofo no pese mo kire se omo mu Ashanti regional mu nim yansa sebe producer because utumi kwahye mu ama sebe producer the only surviving hospital WOHO amanyofo tumi anye age otufo nankasa
otufo kra de o kan sakra what so efia wonim se kaje cha phase 2 na o mu wie
brade nyakopo
JB netwe otumfo fa ejapade e de kosi awa ewo Fidelity Bank
Asante
I meant me kasa ya Asante
Japade
otumfo de ejapade kosi awa nyese yesi we nya atiaka tisamo me na meka otumfo de ejapade kosi awa ma Fidelity Bank ewie bibia but otumfo onye aban mu nipa enti wewie de akaina say Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly Mayor Bekwa Kofa pen yes am fine
Zampa dwenanum kasa basa
jasa na sign na fa sa sika no bra
onye
na fa ba wonim de enti omonya ya besi ne percentage bi ama
because na OSS bi di kai ye bi ena the same Kofo market any KJT market ya
what I say eti say sa sika no ada aka Fidelity Bank
nti Japade no e ye de akosi ayi
esiwo sika so ho
say Fidelity Bank for so munye biem
nti
so munye biem na woni mare ho se be wo omo ye KJT market 2 years ago ni e ba be di bronya me kai pa de be di bronya ena omo so person mu ko mu kro contractor for omo ko mu kro mu aba no mu twa plane ticket ma wo in omo twa plane ticket in ena de ma wo mo tumi twa out afa ma wo omo twa out ama wo na yes afi we ena e twa out de ama wo se mo fa plane ticket kai no e famra na mo ma be ye adwuma so mo hu sa afi we election year nti omo di mrika e ba be ye plane ticket dey twa mo 2 years ago no ye tumi twa in the night afa ma wo e me ye twa out pe ena de ma ona sisi ame no kase afi na mo hunu se yesi Kofo market e tie wo contractors for mo ye Kofo market tie san twa mo plane ticket fa mo mra e do afi no mo aba afi na yesi Kofo market afi na yesi KJT afi na yesi how is that possible what your plane ticket dey am obi so onkonko di bronya what me atwa in na nata farmer no okoya o se scan ho no munti yenye scan be se twa out dey am contractor for any ene afi na mo hu scan mo hu yansa atwa plane ticket am so afi na so mo ba last 2 years mo ka so mo bronya mo kwa di bronya aba no eno mo twa plane ticket ma o ticket no mo so mo dey call in and out don't you try in and out
yeah na chino
ese huli ati bi okro mu hanu mo
ye try in keke ye try out ama o e na free we no mo hu se so mo try out mo try out na de ma o
da so mo nyamai ana mo ba
afi no mo aba o mo be ni be na wo twi mienu kra
enti o ma eden o me
say populism on ba be ye they are going to pretend so mo ye adwuma na ko be ye adwuma na ka KJT ahye over 1 year KJT ahye over 1 year and also so ye hand over e de ama KMA no ye hand over de ama government of Ghana no na insurance kra ni hu ame no ka say enne insurance kra ni KJT ahu enne me no ka say aka challenge anybody
Sunday ni
na ba ko da ahye de kra ye nyanka hu asem omo mo ne ma se da for court kra mo pe compensation mu nya bi enne me no ka say enne me no ka say wa fidie so there's no insurance o KJT market
Sunday ni
Mahama KJT market na osi ye o hand over the man omo na insurance was no sense be time na insurance was so and ne some part time insurance they are not able to pay for insurance. Actually, I cannot go for waiting to what was all. You got to about farm because someone say a tip on gossip for.
And no, yeah, fair story.
Sunday ni.
And now we know you can say yeah, be yeah, dear. Yeah, dear.
Yeah, rehosem.
Eti Abrante ba ko pe na be ba be kan ye ho ha your friend Lucius. No ye PPP ni. Another ye PPP. Ti Onua obedura mebusa ne nsem fine pa. Na asamba ko a ewo ho biom ne se pa no. Emebuna wo hia sika a yentua wonka. 1
Sunday ni.
Napco. 2 nursing trainees.
19 months.
Sunday ni.
3 teacher trainees.
Sunday ni.
4 national service for.
Sunday ni.
5 tew. Almost say abind omoka. 6 men and women. 7 local government closer.
Yeah.
Sunday ni.
8 judicial service. One so abind entria wonka. Sanjume ko nyina threatening. But they are threatening.
You're in election year.
Dentina oman no yese ye na mebunu no no oman no ye ndia. Na so say ye adwuma ma aban tumi ntueka. Mafia.
Onua ye dwene mu wo.
Beba bro.
Well, because you okay pa sabe ye mpanimfo menyi ni say adwuma omoye seboso me so a omuntua omoka sabe mpreduas omu tutu kwan omuji per DMs ene hu krode ba aside on per DM ni bibia no boso me akatua eba enti na sabe obi ono ye teacher trainee obi oye nursing trainee obi oye sabe national service personnel na ono no ni taku ni sempo sika mfiamfian keten
national service 750 no 712 Ghana cedis and say
at this mind compose se nipa no wie college no na se wan serve o man no a na adwuma pem no eye den enti eye ahia sika botini sasenti na ya na omuntumi ntwi a omo ebabro na okwa council dey na ha adwene say because omo no benefit eso munya bia they are getting it nti yenye heat no a ye feel wa grants wo no omo mfa ho yeti a ye kan na omemu ayedin omo no omo feel o omo nti o omo nti bi sika wo krom ha wo nkrofo ho wa kan nkrofo ai ade friend ye nsogum no polytank ene nkrofo pass enya sem ketwa eni so enya se bi o man ni sika o na man ni sika okura mu sika wa ha because kwado nanu ya abato ba bebai eye me wonwa ba bia be fa bia eyi ka si kwan so eye ka
omo ye kwan
ento omo ye kwan omo ko first kan wo hefa sika wo ho
na say kura butumi kura pona short girl butumi kura a short no masa kra bia fi Cote d'Ivoire dia ba
yes last week
any 3 days kura any 3 days kura
it's true okogwa na unya binto enti mi no mentiase mi kojo mentiase enti na e ya bro ne bayie e ya bro eni bayi na ye de tumi ni nyina so ama amonyofo no ye de ahya ban mu mpanimfo nsa enti ye ni control man no asabe yenye to aba mo esenko ma ye dwuma yo no ye ni control bebre e wo mo so
they have seen that we don't ask them questions they have seen that we are not serious they have seen that I say ye pastor strasem enti oba no be dada yenya enu anu no na kesi den na nanka driver wo your driver what's the kwa parliamentary seat akọ na afre oni na fie na ochiche 2000 Ghana cedis na 2000 Ghana cedis wo okofa na we he aduma na ye na akase ye tu akase just because you are a driver ye tu akase
sika wa ha jebi sika wa ha pa anti so mo tena sika ni ho and yentimi ma financial clearance ni yetimi for madwan sika wa ha me ko jo adanyo no mo nenam woni mo sika okremu sika wa ha me say na kra ma chi na me se me ba me ka sha anopai because JB omo ye kwan bebre wo krom ha ye traffic lights ho asem no omo kan and a street lights because those street lights omo mo so enti yesre ye ko December omo ye patch no ye street light omo nye na hardwin ana omo ye kan wanye ye sika ho nto omo nye kan ho man
be babro
we de be babro ho ye
JB
be babro
you to me adwuma
General, me you see the youth we are not angry enough. I am just praying for a day Sri Lanka e be play Ghana.
e bi so nsi wa ha
Sana ka mebu na ka yeni asoko na ka na ya ka ye ho abom because okay your national anthem na ka ye pledge na ye mo kokrafo di wo mo ye mo kokrafo di wo mo ye say mebu na ye sorry
right old men you
ye mo kokrafo di wo ye mo kra di wo enyam na che de bo mu di wo na kamrate na ka na ye baako united force ni ye say ye sorry ni ye sorry ampa ni ye cheso man pay ni won office say adenti na ye ni adwuma ye na ka so te say ye ba na ka kokura da ke be hu ba bi otu adwane afa ni yakọ any of the ministers ni yakọ mo ko bi so mo say dienti na ye ni adwuma ye e dienti na ye adwuma utumi ntua ye ka
ye kwa ye kurakura bo
na ka how possible is it to say for a whole 4 years General, for a whole 4 years, nursing, obiako school, aqua nursing, ma won't see what you the nursing training allowance or whatever. What ya? You school for over 4 years ni. 4 years ni. Oh, kwa fanko for over 300, oh, fanko for 430.
No man can move fine.
Ah! No more man can go to say no kwade.
Sunday ni.
Na obia ye juma for over a whole years. No kotua the car. What's what you bosome miensa pe aka 19 months. Bosome dun kono. Aka o. Za 19 months no. Omukwa wi abo. But you see, they are not angry enough. Hwe, Dr. Baomia cause a tepos okwa hefa no. And okwa twa ntro no bi te ne to ka che ne say, Dr. Adie Krasa muntua no say, "Eh sir.
Me kwa nkra me ne kanu poyata be kasa."
Me kwa kame ne kere fuata be ampani apa ne ni apa
Yentie nurses no. Yentie nurses no.
Good 4 years, and at the end we come and we just have 2 districts.
Yes.
This was not the information we had. This was not the information we had before coming here. So then please we should do something about it because it's not going to pay. Thank you.
Sunday ni.
Thank you. This is the time I'm going to promote Kasa. And the more you so much drink, I'm going to gentility. Good 4 years, and at the end we come and we just have 2 districts. Yes. That is so painful, and this was not the information we had. This was not the information we had before coming here. So then please we should do something about it because it's not going to pay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Na ka sana ka ye bu afu na ka e mai wa ina ka omu afu te sane Ashanti regional chairman o ka kire adwamufo ma so mba be ye keje ti so mba be tu gold ho e ka kire mani na so bia nkokro ne ho no mo omu moto ase e wo krobu ho no mo no mo monde can fire demonstration fatia mahama no so na ka Ghana fo yina mna te ne maba yo se ye bu afu na ko mo ye sa de we ya na ka payfo betumi atena ho na ka payfo ko metumi atena. You see, sometimes, yes, the youth, we are not angry enough. We are never angry. So, like, any of these people who are responsible.
Okay.
Like, I am not
so,
sure.
So, I'm not feeling quite humane. So, your name, opening Joseph Aite, former Labor Commission, Penipana, Odano. Ms. Aite, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Me patron to say.
Obadia
Daroma, ye pa. Mami Shasiem free the youth and labor issues. Here we are. na afei you move into other labor related matters. Why? Me that's it. Me pacho ɔman bia no yɛma yɛte aseɛ sɛ ɛyɛ mmabunu ɛyɛ youth no ɛna yɛde wɔn ɛyɔ ɔman no na wohwɛ nhwehwɛmu a Ghana Health Service ayɛ a ɛkyerɛ wo sɛ nurses a ɛwɔ various hospitals no about 89% fall between the ages of 18 and 40 years. Ɛkyerɛ sɛ wɔn fall within the youth bracket. Ofa other state institutions now, youth no NAPCO, youth. Your friend is saying national service, youth. And even teachers, say, bebre woho. But so Juma, abayin to me tria wonka. Dear the kind, NAPCO for over 1 year, abayin to me tria, say, no a collapse. What do you know, Eton national service for ATM, abayin to me tria. What do you know to training colleges allowances abayin to me tria. Nursing training college allowances abayin to me tria. Teachers a real school, omo ye youth, omo te fie ye imposti won. Nurses e wo fie a real school, won so ye imposti won. Dem panti na won a ye youth no ma ye de won ye oman no. So wo ye adwuma abayin to me tria won ka.
Well,
Pacho hardly.
Sunday nie.
Abayin to me tria.
Because most of the time, I'm saying based on the state of the economy, so they didn't know what to be. And the leadership in the nation. Also, I'm talking about shared domain. I'm good at interview school, like the nursing institution, training colleges and whatnot. How many planning it depends on both the leadership and the I think the parliamentarians should have a duty to say, we never show me a share. Budget I have you data for approval. Budget wouldn't meet what is on the ground, so for used to meet me. Any when I am leadership, it is not only about but two sides of basically in America. The woman now that responsibility so much and no matter what of the in that case you said there was such a work move from ordinary to political, ordinary economy to political in that sense.
Pachola, abayin pese oye bibia. I just want to know from you. Say government in your projections. Who bebia obenya sika. So the betria won cut it through to send NAPCO. Then you push these innocent youth into various sectors of the economy. They work for more than 1 year, and government says there's no money and they've not been paid. Abayin your projections bia.
No, I did. So they don't make budgets are, introduced to Parliament.
Sunday.
Now, out of that, my church at any given time, only the budget. They say they've covered all these areas. I say, sir, parliamentarians, they must question this and say, okay, so budget say X amount, maybe use some. Do we have the idea? Only school and institutions now. Those are the things which I expect not only people in government but politicians in the parliamentarians. They have to discuss this dispassionately and come to a conclusion. Sir, we are proper. Now let me say, sir, there are, for instance, the National Development Commission. One more. Ma Cecilia Wumia, Obiasi, Obey. Could all that be sent to the commission to go through? At the parliament, the people want this and that to be done. Where will the money come from? How are you going to make the costs and whatnot? But the thing is, Obia Sabi, or Kandia, or in power by Obi may sound a little funny, but we are all saying so, everybody. Now, Ubakasa, nature, Obi winning, not a then to the parliament. I believe that they must sit down and look at again was the way where the money will come from and so on. And yes, I think that with that cycle, they're producing the people and then they don't have the jobs. And the danger is when that continues for too long, it poisons the atmosphere in that then they begin to think of other means to survive. What would be the means? And the difficulties being edible among the IT. But as a planning, we're planning here, or say, Parliament is actually the idea was obeying. Who say this can be done or that cannot be done.
Why, yeah, Labour Commission penny paint. Timamim Wisao. Emrebiano Ayana SSR Labour Commission a trainer Obibe logic complaint. And someone step in. And now when you see that things are actually falling apart, you can step in.
It is very necessary one ever change commission ever change complaint to be about. So when you see things falling apart, that's just it be a nice be able to be an we did, but they mean so that's not going to lead to any difficult situation. The Americans said, here's the complaint number. The complaint number, then they deal with it properly. Also, most of the time, complaints near their benign. Against government organizations. And it leads to the political area in America. Private companies near the multinationals and whatnot. We have so much of industrial disturbances and actions because their systems are so well tailored. Now, why you budget properly said, if they need this, we can afford it, we cannot afford it. They negotiate and all that. But as a Kudu state, when the pressure is mounting on anyone in charge, to get the pressure off his back, and about to certain things. Afraid the implementation, not quite as some. Also a demand, so it's necessary if you want to look at the two sides, to look at the organization. What are we doing here? Is it possible to achieve this or that? What are the resources? So, more demanding more money and more facilities. The resource organization also ultimately operate at a level which may treat those things. And also the issues will be back. So I would say it's necessary to debate the matters. But above all, in the whole world, these problems are coming left and right, almost everywhere. These problems are coming everywhere. Now, when labor matters go to the extreme, now go to the political arena, now creating more issues than you would expect.
I have personally spoken to a few labor experts, and they tell me that African leaders do not actually do proper planning before they just jump onto the promising table to say, we'll create this job, come here, youth, come, this job, go and work. Do you agree to that? That there's no proper planning?
I absolutely agree to that. There's no proper planning. It looks like we are more prepared to satisfy the populace only. The support, people will not calm down. But if we seriously, as I said, look at our development commission, now we're going to have 200 schools or 200 hospitals in a year. The politicians start this almost may we. They look at it, if it's been agreed, if it's gone to parliament, it's not approved, then and we are aware, say, you cannot do things outside what has been agreed. That's the way forward. I don't think anybody pays attention seriously to what the Development Commission brings about or produces. Every time, I think the politicians, particularly in a time of elections, it becomes extremely difficult for anybody to just sit down, hold their arms, and say that they won't promise anything. Because they want to win. And the human beings who must be voting, they're also happy to hear, say, oh, we obey, we are made. We obey, we are made. For instance, if you look at votes, can't people just sit down, plan, and say, you hear so many kilometers of roads in the nation, from capitals to districts, regions, and whatnot. Now, structure is built properly. Obiang go by that. Instead of me coming to say, I'm going to build a road from here to here, Burkina Faso, straight road, no bed. One maybe it's not possible. That sort of thing.
Mpacho, what do you know eto enchenya? Say abai ye bibi say offer NAPCO, Youth Employment, GIDA, and those people will assemble a lot of workers together at a time. Boom. National Youth Employment under JECO4 was close to 1 million. GIDA under Mahama was about 689,000 youths, and then NAPCO 100,000. Ayana say one sa youth na buanu bebre sa say oh we'll give you jobs sir. One more consulting, more labor expertise so that you can actually raise certain pertinent issues sir, that can come up in the future.
So far as I know, from my experience, no such consultation will be made. It is the politicians who will decide and make their own plans and implement them. And the populace, Obiaka agreement, now, on media, no, I satisfied, media. When Nkrumah was overthrown, we used to be quite young. There was a time we had the workers' brigade, the food distribution corporation, and those elements. If they were at that time banded or dissolved, and we find there's some sense in it at this time. Why don't we try and go there and do some of these things? Food is very important to everybody. Everybody eats. Concentrate on that area in agriculture so much that we have enough to eat and perhaps export. Like Achampon did in his time. We condemned him, but he was the only one, if I can remember, who exported maize or so to Zimbabwe, somewhere there. Now, we have the land. Everybody's saying we have the land. But everybody who wants to move to the capital and the main center into with farming, no can attractive you. And the sad thing is, the galamsey coming in, instead of planting, we are rather uprooting. Now, and also see another issue. And at the end of the day, I think there might be some consensus or some sort of discussion among our top politicians as to the way forward. Number agree, say, Obiaba, Anka. This is the way we want to go, then we want to go. See how best you can implement this, see how best you can implement that. Now, only the youth, everybody wants a job. And if somebody comes and begins to assure them, I'll get you jobs, then they'll go and follow him. WOHO, since we started on 1992 elections, everybody, every time, job creation is the main or key point in every manifesto. How far have we gone with job creation? Every time. And I think they must seriously sit down and there must be some cooperation among themselves. Don't let everybody start shouting, we will do this, we will do that. But let us have some agreement as what can be done. Right now, as we are aware, with the Ukraine issue and Russia and North and Israel and whatnot, and we should say, after elections, we may God forbid, we may have more pressures on our economy than perhaps we are seeing now. In which case, there might be more problems for everybody. Now, instead of people sitting down looking at this, if they are promising and promising and promising, you only pray that God Himself will direct the soul.
Yes, sir, I'm listening. Father, I was actually interested in what you said. But still there. Sir, Ebaneseya, then it tells me the youth are being exploited. You know, the politicians keep using them. Obia ba, bra, mama wejuma, bra, mama wejuma, bra, mama wejuma. All in the name, say, open one vote. So they are being always exploited. You as a labor expert, tell me, what do you think we can do to eliminate this exploitation of our youth?
I think at an early stage, as they enter the universities and whatnot, there must be proper education about what the world holds for them. Then it's as not that once they finish school, they are not automatically going to be in job A, job B, job C. Even going to politics, never have a sort of industry in quotes. Right from the universities, people start building their contacts and whatnot, so that when they come out, they can have some job to go to. But if everybody is going to be a politician, who is going to produce the food, who is going to bring the fish from the sea and all that, they don't think we are seriously considering those things. No. At the end of the day, these difficulties may create a problem for all of us. For you younger people, I think you also ought to sit down, not only to be misled by anybody, but to plan. What can we do when we leave school? What can we do? What will be the way forward? But to them, America, the moment people enter universities, they are now being more or less attracted to the politicians. If you are attracted that way, you know that you have better prospect of a job when you finish. But we do not know what are you producing, what are you selling. And politics, we talk about roads, houses, all these are there. But if we are not managing our money well, we cannot build roads, we cannot do these things which we need. So I will still say that from the university levels, let that be that education. But you see, even the university lecturers, look at them, most of them, they are eyeing political positions. The moment the opportunity comes, they jump and they go. Because they see that their products, the students who come out are earning more than they who are teaching them. When we have such a cycle, it's more attractive to join the politicians because they see that the man who was in Charlie yesterday is now in shoes today from any angle, any politician. See, we all ought to know that if we want the nation to progress, there should be proper planning for jobs, proper planning for areas such as very important. Education is important, agriculture is important. Let us agree properly in these areas and let us ensure that people are in such areas to work. I don't say health is not important. Health is equally important. But to me, I agree, people want to eat food. Produce and produce and produce. And people, once people are satisfied with what they are eating and whatnot, at a cost which is not too burdensome, then we will have some peace.
So when you talk to some of these labor experts, I was speaking to one from South Africa, and I was trying to find out how these exploited youth can come together and form a union and fight for their rights. If they can form a union to fight for their rights I mean, whether they can come together in a form of association or whatever to fight for their right. But the man told me that anytime you see too much of labor influence in any country, it disrupts economic growth. I was like, really? I'm not a labor expert. You are. Let me ask you, at what time and a labor influences and a labor union's authority and their influence can disrupt economic growth? If it can, what can we do to balance the two?
With the issue of labor, we all know that people go to work not because they love the job or anything, but essentially for the money, the pay, the salary, and the benefits they will get. And the employer also wants to use labor to achieve the purpose for which he has set up his business organization. The two are often in conflict. Whereas the individual wants more and more, the provider also wants to reduce what he can, as much as possible, to have more profit for himself. When the two are clashing like that, you need the unions, if they are represented by their executives, to sit down with the employers to discuss issues very well, know the way forward, and go on. When you look at our Labor Act, for instance, it took almost 17 years to bring this out because there was a lot of misunderstanding here and there. When it came out, the belief was that it would resolve almost every industrial issue and we would have a smooth sailing industrial atmosphere. But you look at it, since 2003, you always having spikes, problems, this, that, but mostly these are coming from the government areas. And if they are from government areas, why is it so? One reason is that the employees are having very little from the economy, and the employer, especially those in politics, are at the other end earning so much. And the people think we're being cheated. We need to get more. It creates that conflict. So it becomes necessary to sit down, discuss things properly with also make them understand that this is where we are. But you see, the best way is an example by those who are leading. In a country like this, look at the V8s and what, which are on our roads. We import all this. It costs money. Whereas we could use something less. One time in Britain, John Major was riding his bicycle to the office. Africa here, I don't see how that would be. Okay. Every big man wants about 3-4 cars and whatnot. And once you do that, the ordinary person, the ordinary worker also begins to feel, we must also demand more. And then the conflict goes on and on and on. So you need leadership. I would say leadership. Leadership is our main problem. Let leadership come out boldly and say that, well, everybody in politics, from parliamentarians, ABC, whatever, is using a certain salon car in Accra. There are about 4, 5, 10 cars in, say, the big people's offices, which will be used only outside Accra under certain conditions. And let the leaders, when I say leaders, let the leaders make sure everybody is complying. More often than not, in Africa, as I see, people make the rules for you, but not for themselves. They think others don't matter. They matter, so they must be provided for. And I believe that is the cause of most of the misunderstanding and conflict. Everybody is so greedy. Everybody wants more and more and more because everybody sees another person also taking more. Many teachers jump from classrooms to politics. And look at them when they go there. Within a short time, they are state trainees. And the colleagues they left in the classrooms look at them and say, why am I here wasting my time? So I still say we need leadership leadership as a proper solution to most of these matters.
I want to say a very big thank you for your time this afternoon, Mr. Joseph Aite. You've been very instructive on this whole issue. Thank you so much for taking me back to the classroom. You've given me enough lecture this afternoon. Thank you so much, sir.
Thanks.
All right. Mami tu mikana fe yemfa press conference bi NDC for you quickly. Yemfa eno na afeno yeba na yatwa eno so entemtem ti womoba yebeto eno so na ansa na yebekọ akọfe no na kase ne Mahilda Ado kasa
former MP now.
Former MP, former Deputy Minister of Trade and Industry.
Oh, former MP Kwadaso. Oh, really? Oh, I see. Okay.
Past fam prepare. Whilst you fa TV no. Tima menda me homra. Let me just bebo. I mean, you were fine. We am. Fine. Bobby and Co.
In fact, you can engage in all the propaganda you want, but if the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you.
Anokwa ejam fama boma kokotu adaho. Eti enei exchange rate no ena Dr. Baumiani MPP adapedia na. December bosume ekona wie ye 2016 no. Nesika wuhia de $1 baako ye 4 Ghana cedis. Enei wuhia cedis mako dunsia ansa no $1 baako. Esa ne cedi na ho ode aba fomu.
Yenkona yenkofa NDC press conference.
Ensuring that the SWAT the extract from the Ghana Armed Forces website, you will see it. Central Command inducts Brigadier General Opoku into office. And if you look at the date, is 16 July 2024. So this is not a mere coincidence. This is the chief hatchet man of Akufo-Addo and the NPP. Strategically promoted when he should be reprimanded and punished, and rewarded with this critical position as a central the commanding officer of the Central Command. And when we say Central Command, the headquarters of the Central Command is Kumasi, Ashanti region to be precise. I'm happy that the former regional minister and chair of RECSEC, Dr. Samuel Sapon, is here. In his current position, Brigadier General Opoku has been mandated by President Akufo-Addo to take charge of a well-crafted scheme that has been designed by the MPP to rig the upcoming elections, particularly in the Ashanti region. Through ballot stuffing, swapping of ballot boxes, swapping of pink sheets, and other clandestine activities, starting with a special voting exercise scheduled for December 2nd of this year. Having relocated his family to the United Kingdom, Brigadier General Opoku has vowed to do all it takes to carry out his shady election rigging plots in exchange for the position of Chief of Defense Staff in the unlikely event that the MPP wins the 2024 elections. So for him, it's personal. And those who know him will tell you that he openly brags that on December 7th and December 2nd, they will kill MPP supporters like flies. NDC supporters like flies. Ladies and gentlemen, the NDC has received reliable intel to the effect that Brigadier General Opoku is responsible for the training of MPP thugs at Asuchuare military camp and other places. And he plans to clothe these bandits in military apparel to unleash violence on NDC agents, supporters, and innocent civilians on 7th December 2024 and 2nd December 2024, the special voting day. The NDC acknowledges and commends personnel in our security agencies who work tirelessly to protect our dear nation and are determined to protect the votes of suffering Ghanaians. Let me repeat this for emphasis. The National Democratic Congress acknowledges and commends personnel in our security agencies who work tirelessly to protect our dear nation and are determined to protect the votes of suffering Ghanaians. Sadly, unlike the many professional and noble men and women in Ghana's security agencies, Brigadier General Opoku has turned himself into a rabid MPP functionary who openly mobilizes funds from businessmen in Kumasi for the new Patriotic Party. Per our credible intel, Brigadier General Opoku's residence in Kumasi is currently the storage facility of weapons, illegally printed ballot papers, military apparels, and other election materials which the MPP intends to use to execute this dastardly and subversive agenda. When you hear Akufo-Addo says that he will never hand over to President John Dramani Mahama, even though he knows that should elections be held today, he will emerge victorious. This is their plan. This is his hatchet man, positioned to unleash yet another violence on innocent civilians so that they can subvert the will of the people. Ladies and gentlemen, in Brigadier General Michael Opoku, we have an officer with a notorious track record on becoming of the command he holds. This devious character carries the mayhem and brutality he supervised at Ayawaso West Wagon as a badge of dishonor. A person like him has no place in the current environment where Ghanaians are calling for violence-free elections. Given his history, we in the NDC call for his immediate removal from his position as General Officer Commanding of the Central Command. And miscreants like that should not be allowed anywhere near the security architecture for the impending 2024 general elections. The NDC wishes to serve notice, and notice is hereby served, to Brigadier General Michael Opoku and his ilk in the New Patriotic Party that we have them under our radar and we will continue to monitor them with eagle eyes. This time around, he and his ilk shall not succeed. Violence cannot and will not win the NPP this year's election. The NDC calls on the Inspector General of Police, who is a chairman of the Election Security Task Force, not to allow any person to usurp his authority. Ghanaians still await justice for the 8 innocent Ghanaians who were shot and killed during the 2020 elections, including those shot in broad daylight at Echiman South. We have not forgotten how in Kabronum, in Banda, an innocent teacher trainee who doubles as an evangelist called Silas was stabbed and murdered in cold blood by MPP hoodlums. Until date, the perpetrators are walking free. And as a result, today you have a useless character, a buffoon like Abronye, who goes to Banda, the very place that young man was murdered. Not too long ago, a few days ago, he goes to that place and he says that in this year's election, more people will be murdered than we saw at Techima. Well, I have news for him. If he tries anything silly, he will not live to see the aftermath of this year's election. Because the people of this country will not sit aloof and allow innocent Ghanaians to be murdered. I'm just coming from Banda, where I concluded my Bono tour. And if you go there today, the police commander there and the electoral commission district officer have all been transferred. They've all been transferred and new people brought there for obvious reasons. And you should see the kind of tensions that are beginning to rise in the area. This is not what we want for Ghana. Elections are about counting hairs and not cutting hairs. No single person in Ghana must lose their life because of an election. Because this is about the people's free will to decide for themselves those they deem fit to lead them. So we are calling on the Inspector General of Police, who is a chairman of the Election Security Task Force, not to allow any persons to usurp his authority. The IGP and the Election Security Task Force must get to the bottom of this election rigging plot and stop Brigadier General Opoku and his thugs from embarking on another Techiman-styled killings. The IGP owes a duty to the people of Ghana to be firm and fair-minded to ensure peace during and after the December 7th elections. In this regard, we in the NDC assure him of our fullest cooperation. We also call on the Chief of Defense Staff to institute investigations into these important issues and bring Brigadier General Opoku to book. We are aware that as we speak, he is sabotaging him because he has the backing of Akufo-Addo. And so he doesn't respect upon Pepra. He has been promised that help us maim, intimidate, harass, kill people so that the MPP can rig the election. And when we win, you'll be made CDS. And so he doesn't even give a hoot about the CDS. But the CDS owes a duty to Ghana and the oath he has sworn to put his foot down and ensure that this guy is called to order. The NDC and by extension the people of Ghana will hold the IGP and the Chief of Defense Staff and our security heads responsible for the loss of a single life in the 2024 general elections. As I have already said, elections are about counting heads and not cutting hairs. No person must lose his or her life on the altar of elections. Friends from the media, peace has a price. And all of us, well-meaning Ghanaians, must be prepared to pay that price for peace to prevail in Ghana before, during, and after the 2024 general elections. One of the ways to preserve the peace and stability of Ghana is to join hands in condemning persons who have the tendency and proclivity of compromising free, fair, and peaceful elections. With barely 18 days to the December 7th polls, the NDC is confident, 100% confident of a resounding victory if the elections are free, fair, and peaceful. This is because the NDC has a superior presidential candidate with a superior vision and message, backed by a superior proven track record. The upcoming election is a choice between a trustworthy, reliable, and honest leader in the person of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama against the dishonest, discredited, unrepentant, pathological liar and common Alhaji Bawumia. We in the NDC have no doubt that Ghanaians will choose an honest leader who upholds the virtues of truth, decency, and candor in public life over one who is completely allergic to the truth. The December 7th polls is a choice. And listen to me carefully. Those of you who love your children, December 7th polls is a choice between a political party, the NDC, that truly believes in the promotion of proper human sexual rights and family values for the protection of the innocence of our children. And on the other hand, a political party, the MPP, that supports the promotion of LGBTQ++, hence the refusal of their leader to sign the anti-LGBTQ++ bill into law. This election is a choice between the nation builder, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, as against the failed economist, Alhaji Bawumia. It is not about violence. It is a choice between President Mahama, who bequeathed a solid economy with a stable credit rating of B-, sustainable public debt, and strong economic buffers, as compared to the failed economist Alhaji Bawumia, who has borrowed Ghana into bankruptcy and supervised the near collapse of the Ghanaian economy. Friends, our dear nation is at a crossroads and requires an urgent reset. We don't need violence. What we need is an urgent reset. Not only have the Akufo-Addo Bawumia MPP government failed to keep almost all their flagship promises to Ghanaians, but they have totally run down Ghana's economy, leading to unprecedented hardships and an ever-worsening standard of living. Ghanaians need the experience and steady pair of hands His Excellency John Dramani Mahama offers. His proven track record of sound economic management and the right transformational vision is what Ghana needs at a time such as this to steer us out of the current abyss we find ourselves. We in the NDC are convinced that Ghanaians will vote for change on December 7th. You can say amen to that. Amen. Because the people of Ghana will choose the experienced, tried and tested nation builder, John Dramani Mahama, over the dangerous and fraudulent experiment called Alhaji Bawumia. The MPP knows this, and seeing defeat staring at them in the face, have resorted to dark and evil plans to rig the election through ballot stuffing, the swapping of ballot boxes, pink sheets, and other shady activities using willing and dangerous collaborators like Brigadier General Opoku and the 2BN commanding officer, Lieutenant Colonel Nyako Osai. Ladies and gentlemen, Ghana is all we have. Hence the NDC's unconditional commitment to peace. Anyone who plots or attempts to subvert the will of the people by undermining the sanctity of the upcoming election is an enemy of the state and must be dealt with in accordance with law. We all owe it a sacred duty to God and country to expose and stop such characters so as to ensure that the peace and democracy we enjoy today is sustained. Thank you very much for your attention, and may God bless our homeland, Ghana. Do you have questions for me? I don't think you do. So, let me quickly. Okay, I see a hand. I see one hand here, one hand here. The three of you, can you come in front? We'll give you a microphone. You tell us your name, your media organization. Your media organization. Can we clear the aisle here so that they can come to the front? Let's give them that access. So your name, your media organization, you keep it brief so that we can quickly do the pre-translation. Yeah, please come in front.
Let's see you when you read your house,
Sound man, the mic, we need sound on the mic. Can you quickly do that? Okay, let's do without it. Let's do without it.
So,
yes.
I think having listened, the basic question on the minds of a lot of people, going out with TV3, is outside of detailing the history of this individual, you in the NDC have not provided any evidence to substantiate the claim of employed to rape. You say his house is a storehouse for weapons, a military uniform, and some other things. There's nothing in terms of evidence that has been presented. People will make the argument simply that you're just making wild allegations against the person of a man who's risen through the ranks. Where's the evidence to back all of the things that you say?
Well, the accounts have an adage that goes, that says that the Oriokrano, to wit, the man who chews calabash, if he says that he will chew a crab, you don't have to argue with him, because there isn't much of a difference between a crab and a calabash. We have shown you the track record of the man we are talking about, Brigadier General Opoku. You all saw what happened at Ayawaso West Wogon. It was the first time in the history of Ghana that we saw so-called national security operatives wearing masks, armed to the teeth with sophisticated weapons, brazenly and openly assaulting innocent unarmed civilians, maiming people. You saw that. Today there are some people who can't walk. They have suffered lifetime deformities because of the brutalities meted to them by those MPP hoodlums. And you heard the confession of the man. He said he takes responsibility. The Elmi Short Commission found him liable for those atrocities and recommended that he should be reprimanded. Are you not worried that the president did not implement that recommendation? And instead of, in what country can a man like this man receive a promotion from Colonel to Brigadier General? In what country can a man like this man be rewarded after maiming people, brutalizing people, be rewarded with the position of General Officer Commanding of the Central Command? In what country? His mere appointment is a scandal, because this is a man who should be facing sanctions and not be enjoying promotion. And as for evidence, these matters are based on credible intelligence we have picked. We know what we are talking about. Unfortunately, the MPP is in office, so they will not allow for a search to be conducted in the presence of the media at his residence. But the media, you have reporters in Kumasi. If he has nothing to hide, he should open his doors today for you to go around his house and check, if he has nothing to hide. But they are in power. The man has been rewarded. There are soldiers guarding his house 24/7, holding arms. So you don't expect that they are going to open their doors and say, come and take pictures. No, they won't do that. But we know what we are talking about. Our intelligence is rock solid, and his track record bears our assertions out. It's as simple as that. And if you doubt us, then the question is, of all the people in the military, how come that it is only this man who was found worthy of the position of General Commanding Officer for Central Command? And how come that this appointment was given to him in 2024? Why not Northern Command? Why Central? Why Ashanti region? You think it's a mere coincidence? Well, we don't think so. So Ghanaians are discerning. They can put 1 + 1 together. They can make their own judgment. But as for us, we will continue to monitor them very, very keenly, because we know and believe that the intelligence we have is rock solid. Yes.
Right, my name is Ube. I report for GH1 TV and Star FM. So beyond this press conference, I want to find out, are you going to formally write to the CES or the Ghana Police Service to conduct an investigation?
Emphatically, yes. We will be petitioning the IGP because he's the chairman of the Election Security Task Force. We will also be drawing the attention of the CDS to these developments officially, because we are aware that he knows. But everybody is scared of the man because that is a Kufuor's darling boy. But the CDS has a responsibility to Ghanaians to act. And so we will officially be petitioning his office. But not just that. We are going to ensure that the king of the Ashanti people, who is very much interested in the peace of our nation and the peace of the processes leading to, during, and after the December 7th election. I'm talking about Otumfuo Setutu II. We will officially draw his attention to these developments, because the headquarters of the operation of this guy is Kumasi. And I know that the Otumfuo cherishes the peace that the people of Kumasi and the Ashanti region enjoy. And he will want to take an interest into this matter and call this guy to order. But not just him, our external developmental partners will also be notified. And so the observers will be notified, the foreign missions will be notified, and we are so excited. We are so excited that the Secretary of State of the United States of America not too long ago issued a notice, a circular, that anybody who tries to undermine the peace and stability of Ghana or the sanctity of the 2024 December elections process in Ghana will face sanctions from the Americans. And if there is anybody that Brigadier General Opoku fears, it should be them, because he likes to travel. He likes to travel a lot. And that is a topic for another day. So we will draw the attention to what he's doing. That is not to say that we will stop at that. No. We are going into the election with all the necessary precautions. Like Azuma Nelson, we are going with our referee in our pockets. And what we will do to make sure that they don't succeed is not a matter for public consumption. Let's continue. I believe this will be the last but one, right? So we'll take this and take the last but two. Okay, let's be quick. Let's be quick with it.
Hello everyone. So my name is Victor Carrillo, correspondent for Radio France International here in Ghana for the past 9 months. I have to repeat what the first colleague of mine asked you today. Where does intelligence come from, and at any point are you going to bring some evidence, at least to the CDS, of someone to back what
you're offering? Let's take the other question.
My name is Hamila Kakeli, CFG. Aside calling on the various security agencies, what mechanism is the party putting in place to not only secure the ballot but also ensure the protection of the electorate and encourage a high turnout?
Thank you. Last one.
I want to ask if I can take 2 people.
No, one.
My name is James Abedi. I work with Jones. Mine will deviate a bit from this, but we've heard that the MP for MP Central has withdrawn his bid as an independent candidate. want to know if he has withdrawn to support your presidential and parliamentary candidate. Thank you.
That goes without saying.
Yes, I'm Godfrey from GBC Radio. You said a man has vowed to actually cause violence and break the election. Saying someone has vowed is very serious, and to the effect that he has even moved his family outside the country. Where did he make that vow? To whom and when?
All right, thank you. So, on Memphis Central, I think you got your answer. We are excited that the Member of Parliament for Memphis Central has made that decision. The interests of our party and the decisions of the party always hold supreme, and it's important that all members comply. And so the party is united in Memphis Central behind the duly elected parliamentary candidate of the party, Mrs. Joanna Kujo. And I believe that Honorable Kwachiaka fully supports President Mahama as well as the candidate for the NDC for the presidential election. So you have your answer. There was a question about whether or not we intend to present any evidence to the CDS. I believe that upon our petition being brought before the CDS and the IGP, there may be a call for further and better particulars. And at that level, we will share the details of our intel with them. These kind of security intelligence are not matters that you share on TV and radio. But when we meet them, when they give us that audience, we are happy to share that with them, because we need to, in the public domain, at least protect our sources. So that is what I can say. And I think that same answer also applies to the last question we had as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the summary of the press conference we did today. I'm going to do a brief translation in the Akan language, and I want to plead with you to bear with us. Just keep your cameras and microphones in position. It will be done in the next 5-7 minutes. But let me say this finally before we draw the curtains down on the English presentation. You all, as media men, have a role to play in this year's election. You are the fourth estate of the realm, and you should be interested in the peace and stability of Ghana, and in the sanctity, the credibility of the electoral process. You've seen this man. Once upon a time, 2019, Colonel Michael Lupuku, today Brigadier General Michael Lupuku. So you have a conscience, and you have your own ethics of your profession. Ask yourself whether this man is fit to be the General Officer Commanding of the Central Command of the Ghana Armed Forces. Ask yourself if he is even fit to wear the uniform he's wearing today, given the atrocities he supervised against innocent civilians at Ayawaso West Wogon, and the recommendations of the Short Commission on Same. I believe that every reasonable man will agree with us that this man is a threat to the peace and stability of Ghana, and a threat to peaceful elections in Ghana. And he must be held accountable for the atrocities he has already committed at Ayawaso West Wogon, and not rewarded with such a critical position. And so for us as a political party interested in having a credible election, a peaceful election, and like I said, our commitment to Ghana having a peaceful election is unconditional. And that is why we are saying this guy should be nowhere near the security architecture for this country, because he represents a very dangerous threat to peaceful elections and the stability of Ghana. And so it now behoves on you to inform your audience out there and the people of this country by extension, and to ask the right questions for the right people, specifically President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, who is his appointor and Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, to provide us with the necessary answers. Now, Abusiafo, and Central for Shemu Aye, Assembly to Fabomu Nyina say, Aka ena edum 18 days near Betwaba. NDC Ebusua ye bontoa na yenhyehyɛ pa a ye wo ma o man Ghana no ye de mu nchiri mu ma Ghana fo, because ye nimsa abatoe hu hia e wo se ye ma Ghana fo ehu de NDC amanyuku ni John Dramani Mahama wo ma won no mu gina no so de toaba amanyo abato ayeto yi abato ehia e wo se ya asumdwe ye mpe pintin ene oye ne bia wo Ghana 392 I started to aba e wo se yenya how kakra de be Ghana mfi na bia ya abato ya asumdwe a ama ye dimpa e wo bibrem ni wiase nyina enti afi so ye hwese obia be ye de wo se oye na bibia ya jojo bibia ya asumdwe ne ye beto aba na wie no na yes amanyoku NDC edi nkunim de be na Ghana fo nyina ye di nkunim na ye ni age na ye bose because abato no ayasumdwe ama de Ghana fo peno no wadi nkunim ba yegusu a ye bonto ya na ye nya na so tiri se owura bia ye friend Brigadier General Michael Opoku emprempren a ye ka say ohwe asojafo adwuma yeku ni mu a position kese ewom a ye friend no General Commanding Officer for Central Command Ashanti Region and the areas under the Central Command of the military no papa in the dano na MPP for abone pa mene mo kase onam kana na kwanso eboa MPP say on 2nd December special voting day any December 7th a yebeto aba no omode patapa any frakadam ebi wi aba ni mu ediama MPP for na asemo ayeka no enye se ye ni nyina so mpanyin se asemo eni adanse na ye twa asem ne fa bi ne ye ya adanse ure ya ayeka na asemi enye nne ene ye bete ne ho asem wo Ghana in 2019 no ye Colonel a ye Director of Operations for National Security emra ye koto ayawa so West Wogon by elections ure as amre ne friend Colonel Michael Lupuku ono ne fa MPP ntitira for vigilante for omo panyi ye friend double na omo atuo epempam national security tare share wo esan so mo face mark mo de kata wo manim omo call la violation e wo ayawa so West Wogon ekoye anyambransem ho ntitira sem ho oyeni omo prepare nipa bobo bituo Sam George oyem na she bibia ni ukra no on video yi hu kwa mo fa so ebo no na elmi short commission eto won sa frɛ papa ya no ye Director of Operations no ono ankasa asɛm ni bubo no e ma ne kan nanu mu asɛm sɛ de course ni nyina no ono na ye eno na nche no commission ni san so ye ni hwehwɛ mu no commission no ehu sɛ nipa ye prepare omo ne ahurika sɛm a omo di ne ho nyina no papa we na na ehye kira oye bibia nti commission no short commission akufu ado ankasa power mo no wo omo report na ma kenken bi atwe mo na omo ka sɛ yemfa so twe mapa o mampanyin ene aban fa so twe mapa ma papa but the name sɛ o mampanyin akufu ado na ehye ni kutu pa sɛ onye sɛ ahurika sɛm nti no ya anya ne hwe they even told him say Jitum accept the responsibility ka sɛ wo na oyeye ene o ka sɛ me na me yeye yɛsɛ yɛntwe na so batwe yɛnsi na obi a wadi bɔne yɛ prepare ni pɛse na short commission short ɔgya NDC ni yɛnyina yɛnim ne bɔbrɛ wɔ Ghana commission members ne yɛnyina nim ɔmo bɔbrɛ ɔmo hwehwɛ mu no ɔmo hu sɛ ɔno ne di sɛ ahuri kasa na ɔmo ka sɛ yɛntwe na so ɛnɛ asotwe na yɛamfa ntwe no ne mmom ne rank of colonel no na yɛsɛ deɛ Akufo Addo apegyam ayɛ ne Brigadier General sɛ wonya ahoɔden na afi abatui onkunkum nipa mo emprepare nipa mo oya ni Brigadier General akra no ma ne so wa ka enye ya sesei mfimfiri mantemu a Ashanti Region Kumasi to be precise your capital Central Command soja fo ewo nyina no ono ne do ma no General Officer Commander ono ne omo commander na afi a yekoto abeya July ya ene ye decide di bre ne ye den e ma no nti NDC for the year can say enye mere coincidence eye boapaye enhyehyɛ a MPP fo aye say the owura yiye ma omo ayawa so West Wogon no onko ye bi ma omo e wa bato awu mu titiri e wa santimantemu a ene asrafo wo ho nyina no ono ne da wona no na intelligence ayenya from our sources in the military chese ene kwa asotware a enche ye kra pictures ba bonte MPP vigilantes are omo training omo like they did in 2016 like they did in 2020. All those vigilantes are training on Papa way or Maseno Moshe. I don't see any simple. Double monesa if vigilantes no mukudi Euricasem or I was west were gone. We saw their pictures. I was so why you train you. When I am master, I had this same man, Brigadier General Opoku, at the time Colonel. And that is why I will not do a mobile share national security. Edi won a name Momokoya Sa Euricasem. And he's the same person training them. And now call you fear Kumasi. So Jantaria, Wapaki Guho, Etuo, Wapaki Bebrego. Ballot papers MPP for printing illegally, Wapaki Guho. Pink sheets, Wapaki Guho. Say about 1 minute swan. Now, among so much in try, almost in Titrasem. MPP vigilante for Yabashi Show Muso Jataria. Nomako police station, Koboa Pamo. NDC agents and supporters. Yabu mu pre-pro money pamo more. Not just some ballot papers. There is a my ballot staff and waiting the ballot papers be bregu adakanim. Omasisa pinches I had your mope. Because that is the modus operandi of Brigadier General Opoku. The winimi yano. Na bosho omodi ashen ne se o. Te said the oye I was west for gone dear na. Ye two ni post mu from Colonel called Brigadier General no. So timiye we more omesa so to the post mu every general commanding officer for central command omema na ye chief of defense staff asojafo nyina penyi. And they say papa no wadane no ho MPP fu soldier MPP financier okwa sentiment mu a nim semwa ye nyina ye nim a ono na stress sika se ama MPP for so monfanye campaign na ene ya make say wonim de obeyinti ode na busuafo nyina akotena buruchire ena one MPP for plan say na kakrake starting from special voting day omo de basabasa ye ebeba abatu enimu na o mafasa akwan no so de awia bem nti ene ye frame say yeyi masotiri waye ne hu ntadua chiri ena chama wuntumi ena wode nani moje wuntumi is nobody when it comes to the election rigging architecture of the MPP. Ono na no edenti edenani nanim atu animu. The real master brain or churchly eye papa ya odaso. Adwen papa bia ni niti. Adwen papa bia ni niti. Oye nipa omo nim na ka kire wo a epo a wabobone a waboso obedi no. Sa odogana e wo se ye wa yim hihie pa. Na NDC for there yedi idiomanim diomu ye bi onyaminti ni papa pa omo so wo asoja fuomu and here yamma asoja fo abaso because dodo ona no de yekoso yomo mpreso almost 100% of them obi apese abato no eya asundwe eye nipa binum tise e no mayo madwen so mbe yusu soja atare akofa MPP vigilante fo abehye soja atare no mo de ababe ye basabasa ye inta soja fo omo boy ho bai omo ye omadwuma kwampa so etuche ma wo na Brigadier General Opoku no de why na adwense omo man hu do hia no no de akufu ado ne MPP fo pe no be ye abato wiamu basabasa ye no e de nani mu twa no ayawa so west for gone nipo who pray from no jo ma ama ne NDC aka it is in our manifesto. Crime has no expiry date ombebu ho akonta na sotwe mapa ye de be ma wo enti ona de hoso na epoboni o mabo se afi omobe wi abanimu de ebeka omutim because enya adwuma ne enya adwuma china ye ni didi omoye ni nyina echi na ye de nhehye pa agukwan mu a ye de ballot boxes ho bai ye de polling agents omunim de no mo wakokodro na ombitumi ahwe ama about what bibia ye kama about what de eya adwenkyere enya ntokwa nti saban we free say wa ye adwuma oma Ghana asundwe mra na Ghana fo nya kwan to aba no kwaye omope ye to ade wa we ni bia no na obi age ato na ye de wogidie se sabato no ya asundwe a ono kwafo impuntunwuma wura nation builder John Dramani Mahama obedi nkune MPP voting sa enoti ena ye campaign nyina no omode omafa kuntu na se a omobɔ pobɔne enti enne emframa ba makokoto ada ho Brigadier General Michael Opoku a no free so de ne ho asie na wuntumi na etoto ayampe nti ofiri sɛ yɛni gyina wuntumi so no daabi yɛnim no paa na yɛni di n'akyi nti deɛ wɔyɛ bia no ɔnkan hu sɛ abana a wodua no ɛnkyɛ aka 18 days wobɛtwa na ɛnyɛ aba so a ɛbɛnyina afɛfɛ na ɔne na pamfoɔ mabɔ saa pɔbɔ ne nyinaa no will hold them accountable bebie ni wa ombitimi adwane akɔ enti ekura sɛ maka menwe ɔmo pa ɔmo nyae na ɔmo nyae ma IGP ɛne a policefoɔ a ɛyɛ ɔmo asɛdeɛ sɛ ɔmo bɔ ban ɛwɔ abatoɔ mu no ɔmo mo ban na bibia nya asomdwe sa abatoɔ ahobambɔ no mu kɔyɛ den na oye ne bi esi baabi ne ehia reinforcement from asogyafoɔ na fire service I know the IGP ankasa bɛyɛ basa owura we a okoye agurika sem ko di bɔne kɛseɛ wa yawa so west wɔgɔ no deɛ oye nipa huriye empaniti muda enti yɛmpɛ no anywhere close to afia batoɔ agufo ado deɛ ka deɛ nkra wo nyine di because I'm short kan ekra no wantie but sɛ yɛ nyine di mpo a owura dampare wo na wo yɛ IGP a abatoɔ yi ahobambo nyina hyɛ wo nsa emmoa bi a wo hia firi amanyoku ahodo ɛwɔ Ghana hɔ yɛayɛ yɛ adwen sɛ yɛbɛboa na wadwuma timi akɔso te sɛ de asen no wo yɛ ma bibia yɛ asomdwe a yɛ nyina yɛbɔ wɔ aba so no owura dampare yɛhwɛ sɛ wobɛyɛ ma bibia ayɛ asomdwe ɛni sɛ wotena hɔ ma papai ɛne ne MPP vigilante sɛ fa mmara hyɛ wo nsɛm yɛ deɛ ɛnsɛm fata yɛkɔyɛ saa na wanhwe yi a na ɛde basabasayɛ ɛna ɛba yɛwura John Mahama ne NDC so nyɛ saa ne yɛpɛ no asomdwe nko a ne yɛpɛ sɛ ne bɛyɛ abatoɔ ne bibia bɛyɛ kama na deɛ Ghanafoɔ ɛpɛ ɛyɛ yɛwura John Dramani Mahama ne NDC no yɛabɛfo mɛyi apagya mɛyi amo mɛyi afa ne ntoma pɛfra nti yɛfrɛ mu a na deɛ wɔ no yɛda mu nyina mu asesɛ ma I bet. It's for me. So thank them.
All right, thank you very much, and we also acknowledge all the media houses who took this press up live. Kindly wait here, we'll come back and attend to you. Thank you.
Good, I go.
party na hoden no e wo fam on ti ase
fam no
party na hoden
Osama bin Laden for you
enti o ka se o tena mu ahwe aye nhwe ha se o de party no e ba beje power na wantimi amfa nje na MPP so a wo mpani esa ne tena ban mu a na che se nsamone na no we koso adi ahu enti ene ne yadwen ho ane ke se da bi ye betena ayi ofrense party mu pa na ofrense MPP asen ato ase de say yetimi joining hands with the NDC because ene ne the largest opposition party yes NGD say bill policies are ebetimi abo oman no and inti at that time that was last year I think last year October hono so ne ye fa ye ho adwen ati say go bank ya wo ka ho asem ya kwan MPP for fast go Dr. Ndum bank no any other banks BRC it doesn't make sense what I say because what na say na o ka say why assessment na why no appear say banks are banks bimo enye liquid and say base kasem ensheda enkoyi na o ka say ebia o sustain banks na we hear about 9 billion and sana banks no atimi abegina ne nine so na nipa dasani bosomen konomba o yes assessment we now le masina kwa kotwa about 18 billion banks are here 9 billion they are surviving wa kotwa about 18 billion say o de ba be collapse banks no now we are so crying in the end wa spend about 25 billion make sense enti niema bi mu say na ekokoso no ni nyina ka ho bi nima yenu mu binum ne ye bodaru say ema obia ntena se nyenhwe ha say ye hwe na ebia because otena ase na say Dr. Baumia ene nam danchin mu ye campaign na say osane eba ba wi a na che say Ghana anu mom ne ye mpani yi ote ase 2024 elections na ye kono de eye NPP ene Ghana ye mom Ghanaians ne ye kwako decide na yakoka se dabi ensema NPP na nado any Baumia eka no in opposition before ye beto about 2016 no ensema abekeka ye ni nyina no ade a ba feli emu bia ni won ye betimi adi so bebekeka nsem bebre na nado ka se ye tisika so nso ekom de yen beka se beba constituency bia bebema no $1 million eno no a ankosi aga one district one factory abebo ho daru se bebeduru a district bia ubenya factory na at least mabunu awo sa district hon matuma anya adwuma ye eno no ne ubisa be se factories na ho kaaye no ehefa ne ho asi factories na benya ba bia anya den enka nkyerɛw me wo ayi Bono region say obefa ba bi ti say ayi Wenchi Tanso anase Tan district ofa Banda ofa Sunyan ofa Doma ba bia ni ho ne district factories ya bekeka ho asemi ba bia ni ho ne ebi den ebisi ahu one village one dam sa ayi one village one dam wi eye scam ene okọ northern regions na bentimi enkyerɛ say akura we anasa akura we yatimi aye dam bi eden ewo ho na nsan bi ho ayi ofrensan one of the stations Dr. Mahmoud Baumia ekotena na bebisa ayi signature project die baye ewo northern region ba bia ono ankasa ofri okokan akokan ayi Palugu dam se baye den batumi aye awie ene ya me no kasa yi ono ankasa anche osan nya kwanya se o kasa bebi sana ole Palugu dam bebe den bebe ye na obi a wa ankasa no at one breath okay se ho aye awie afedi owie ya osan kasa ho ba beye
the vice president that na o kasa no when the vice president and kabe mu say she
say captain near okay vice president say enye sani onu no sika ni pa ane na constitution no mom ni ani amwae what as obi a we vice president we chairman of the economic management team wo no so kra the main reason ti ananado edo bae because ane na naka che say wo no the eba economy na wo ye good e wo honum wo beba na ayi cedi no enam be 3 cedis 80 pesos to $1 and cedi no is hovering around 17.2 na obeka say bia enya for ta be say bia obedi president because say no as a vice president no o wa hoden no nhyeda eni soro sa say obetimi aye ho adwuma but obe president dia like kuro be no be kwakọ sa asem we a ye be de ye no ebe ya adwen menjini se ba bi wo ha akọ sa asem we because say ni etie dia ana say nka betimi kofa ebi ti say ayi obia what you say man be a vice president because say we vice president na say usu ni mfa
so ma na me kwa ho man so na fe me ne Sammy Jemfi
please have a seat
communications officer ma the National Democratic Congress. Sammy, good afternoon.
No, let them wait in my personal office.
Hello Sammy. Sammy, I'm saying so that we use my hello, Sammy.
Yeah.
Sammy. Odawo actually ho. Aye. Hello, Sammy. Hello, Sammy. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Kojo.
Na bibi aboko there.
Onya media say minua.
Mo. Me who say why a press conference? We na Sammy asam na o kan mo do.
Oh, Kojo, no credit to the biasa na tie. No credit sem bi wo ha emu edro, but I was say yeka because on mine ho do ehia ye pa.
But asam no mai. Brigadier General.
Wa wonim say aka na du nwotwe. Na ye kwa akoto aba. Na batu we abatu a Ghana for ehia ye pa. Because eno ne akwenya ye wo se ye betumi esi agina ye pa den sisa ye pa ebeba ya brobom enti Ghana ni bi ehwe animu se obenya akwenya na watu aba asumdue kwanso na pere yo aye adwuma na de Ghana for dodo se omo pese odi oman nanim no otimi bedi oman nanim de Ghana for e wo mpeso ahodo a e wo Ghana so de mrahye bedwafo no omo timi beye emrahye bedwafo enti eno ho ntoabo na amanyoku ahodo aye wo Ghana ye bo yenka bi nhye but yankonkotinkotia from our credible intelligence sources in the military no na say owura bi a ye frɛ no Michael Opoku the full name is Michael Kwadwo Opoku and na me no ka say okɔ Ashanti region Kumasi to be precise a hono tia oye soja ni panyi a Akufuado amani post ni dibre ne se oye General Officer Commanding for Central Command of the Ghana Armed Forces. Let's say a soldier for omo hye ya o ma cheche Ghana mu Northern Command, Southern Command and a Central Command.
Pacho ansana obeto aso no. Former Colonel Opoku no wo Blue Gate na asem na wo kan.
Yes, Colonel Opoku wo Blue Gate.
Okay.
To aso. Ko me de pa se gunim papa no. Colonel Opoku ye wo Blue Gate 2019 31st January you call ye by elections ewa ya so West Wagon na ye nyina ya boa ya won say oh ye hwa ma bibia ya asumdwe ye nkonko hwa MPP ntitira fo a omo na SS omo ye national security fo omo leader ye di o shase enti potoka se omo ka se ono no omo de sobo obo no as a person with ultimate responsibility for this year. Like I say, on ni nipa or share chira or mass Africa ni nyina course ma ye prepare nipa. And I mean nipa be bromun to me nante. Obi ani hu ade because of choir can Lupoku ma MPP into trafo ebu ni prepare wo. Enti commission no and that is a commission of inquiry so there it has the powers of a high court. And omutimi make recommendations amremu no itimi de ye adwuma. Omo recommended say was second Lupoku ye twena so. Omo ka say he should be reprimanded. But Omampenya Kufuado nam so no one na se na chi. no say ni kutupa maniko di say nyambransem no Akufuado e the white paper buy e be clear papa na asotwe a short commission kan se mfa Ken Lopoku no yamfa ama no yankote nkoti a sa Ken Lopoku yi ene na Akufuado ba womia ne MPP fo o mama ne so from colonel to brigadier general and so from brigadier general no o ma sans way you know fi SWAT one no Blue Gate National Security no at the NACO Central Command of the Ghana Armed Forces. Let's just say the central part of Ghana, soldier for Wunyano, on a Yob opinion, and the Central Command headquarters is Kumasi, the capital of Ashanti region. Now, and yes, idea, I'm going to call you about 12 one or more than July 2024. Now, usually, why are you in that say? A good father, sorry, I will say, oh, handy over Mama Hamada, or handy over Mama Hamana. Sir, the Nigeria, Pobonia, on ne big Lopoku Yabo, or Seneti, and our catcher say, on any more vigilantes, I was to any other military facilities.
What patches say, I am no casino, a idea, sir, ye training Crawford, son of a
Yes, oh, the pictures are there. I will share some with you. He's training them our military facilities. Just like MPP vigilantes, they train them and use them for the Ayawaso West for gone by election violence. You know, so now we're training new set of people.
Hey, Sammy. Somewhere I know you. If you say military facilities, a war memo hano. And I day one any soldier for Akogu on a yet water to one said a bayer, one bayer to trust
already an import here. We have the pictures. Almost at the end. And I know the captain, what they were so that from you have your intelligence. If there is a journalist in Ghana who deep throat sources in all agencies, you are number one. And I know that if you check, you will see. Training a course get giddy. Nanya training kwa akodi near two any military uniforms, ballot papers in Yanano. Papa we in fear and then was store.
Ballot papers saying.
Oh, Abano. Oh, the wound to me Babonti, and was oh, the baby, I won't be BT and this animal. Wound to me, dear. Omode, the nim nedge at the end. The why you wanted the H. Obroni say he is a mastermind or the master brain behind that evil election rigging plot. And you run out near friend Ken Lopoku and they are in a brigadier general. And in the fear, and after what your security zone, a soldier for Boho buying 24/7. And one of modern store Yemenina. Sanabaya, Obia, in some Johnny Bian Tivin Coho, Obia and Tivinia Day, and Coho. Now, can you say, at Dana, Obia, short commission, say Enchinaso, Yabona Baswa in the Brigadier General. I don't know, be a wet tip bonnier pre nipa Wayawa so west for gone. Yadi position Kessiese Wusuja Muamano as the General Commanding Officer for Central Command. At Dana, about what Fimu near the position in Amano. Nayam Fananko baby, I say, Asante region. Kumasi to be precise. Now all coordinated Central Command. Adentia. Enye kwa. Omu ni mpoboni oma eden. Oma bo. Na akwano ye di dinechi. And ya gather the information. Mene uka say, oni mboni obedinti no. Odene ma akwa tina UK. Ena. Ono so Akufuado asha ne boss say, oh, otimi ye we manwa. Te said your year ayawa so de ene ma no na. Oje, o taking responsibility no. Or ye hero. And they were born about why in the Brigadier General and Commanding Officer of Central Command there. And the Akufuado say 2024 is one. Obu peso pre nipa bu nipa kunkum nipa. Eye de omo ye ne Techiman South ni ayawa so west for goni bi. No metimi de wi abanimo. The Akufuado ashe de boss o ya obema ni CDS. And in prem CDS or pompe prakra na kwa we omu no over na hwe nyere. Ordinary your form because ono oje the command and then the directive direct from Akufuado, who is a commander-in-chief, also in Kutupa, so Onua. Now, free say a nimno, free to be any doing to him, any abron yamwechi, by any yenimno, yenim the awoye. Then they are part of Hontoma, so by a gun of Huno. He is the main master brain behind the MPP's evil election rigging plan. Now, free say yenimna, you need to yoye BH. Now, this time around, you need to was a WOHO. Unyamin tea, any a tea. Any da honti, the Oma Seseno, Emma Sonne, Emma Sotina. abatoɔ we bɛyɛ asomdwe na deɛ Ghanafoɔ pɛ ɛna obɛdi nkunim na waba bɛdi ɔman yi so ama ɔman yi afa ne ntoma pɛ fra nipa bɔnefoɔ bia wayɛ n'adwene sɛ ɔde basabasayɛ ɛne oyɛ ne bɛba Ghana ɔmbɛprɛprɛ kumkum agents of NDC ne supporters no ɛnyɛ adeɛ a yɛbɛma ne saa kwan na nti yɛde asɛm no ɛkɔ akɔdan yɛwura dampare a ɔyɛ IGP ɔno nso ɛna abatoɔ yi ahobambɔ ho nsɛm nyinaa hyɛ ne nsa chairman of election security task force ɔno ne yɛhwɛ no ɔno no ɔma yi hyɛbrɛ hyɛ ne nsa te sɛ deɛ ɔboa ma asen of abatoɔ yɛ asomdwie no ɔhwɛ na abatoɔ wei ɛnya asomdwie yɛma polisifoɔ nyɛ ɔmo adwuma no ɔmo ban na sɛ bibi mu yɛ den a yɛde asogyafoɔ ayɛ den abam ɛno mpo no ɛwɔ sɛ ɔmo kɔ under police na ɔmo take directives from the IGP na ɔmo making sure sɛ nipa bɔnefoɔ te sɛ brigadier general opoku deɛ yɛma ne mmɛn abatoɔ ne ho koraa because ɔno ɔte sɛ aboa huriyɛ mogya ɛmpa de tim da adwembɔne ayɛ ne tim ne n'akoma mu ma na ɔno no di bra akufo ado de promise ne nti no so obekum nipa koraa de agye tumi a obekum nipa de agye tumi ama MPP. That is all we are saying. And yakin minim sense ntwofo mo so mu di mani ebedi akiri na yemisa akufo ado sɛ asojafo bebrebe ɛyɛ den na papa we nko na ade di breakesi ama no abrawa wo commission wo te yɛ sɛ owura no onye ni papa onye soja ni papa ono na ma hurika sem ne basabasa yɛ kɔ so wa ya waso wɛ so go a Ghana de hye bebre yɛ paper mo mo di dem ɛna me no kase adan na nipa we ya na wakɔ akɔfa na akɔ Ashanti region so nko da asrafo nyina no at this time na osori a oni wuntumi mu na ɛyɛ meeting ni fie na mo tena plan all the things oni ba wo mienu bi a yɛ friend chief ɛna ensem no yanka ni nyina ya kente bi sɛ na bɛ ya so mu di achinya ya de adanse yɛ hɔ bɛba because he is in meetings yeni ba wo mienu na mo ka no want to be personal assistant mo ka mo plan sa anyema no na yɛ nsuro because onyame ni si hene ɛna te sɛ de onyame apa wo ho to ba ma bɔne o ma yɛ asojafo dodo na omo ni nyi hu aba be ka kire no saa na de omo be ye bia omo ye ne suma se kra onyame enti omada pa be dead
Sami etu a wo kase omo de ma sankrofo a omo training omo military facilities ne other places no mo so me ye sure se mo nye asrafo eku mo ye political party kwan ben so apart from mo tro no akoma IGP ne other stakeholders no kwan ben so pa na mofa etimi se ade yia no minim se bi o ha wontimi kan afedi so
ye de ne say obroni say will shine sunlight on the activities of these miscreants na Ghana fo nyina hu omo ye kan peace council wa Kale Bishop conference wa ye nana Asante Maiwura otumfo say tutu ababio a wotoso mienu wativi ye de asem ba akodan no mpanyifo wo kuru mu anyina eno ye the first step because obonifo bia wodi bone a wodi nisumu ase the kani ato no so a na afedi waya hweyi nti that's the first step. The second step is to say IGP ni CDS ye de cartel komo mo na se ni o ma ye mu hwehwemu ye developmental partners US for UK for ECOWAS for ye de papa we bone a wadi Ghana ene kwa wo bo so obedi mo ye de ni nyina kwa akodan omo na ye nso te say de mekan no te say Azuma Nelson abatu we ye referee o hye yebotom because ye ni say referee na obedi match no ono ne MPP omo nyina omo suggestion baako eno nti ye ahweyi nko a ye fa polling agents a omunim omadwuma omunim abato mra ne abato nhyehyɛ na mo akukudro betim de abo ballot boxes on by na nhyehyɛ bia wo se edigu akwamu bo ye party for ne agents wo by say na be ya we will never again become victims to brutalities from these hooligans no ye de nhyehyɛ ne begu akwamu ye de ye pasumdwe na yanko ye bibia de basabasa ye ne oye ne beba ne mmom se obi se obekunya na obeprepare de yebetumi aya ne se de famudi a constitution ya mamna ne ma ye se ye mo ye ho ban no ye bebo ye ho ban na ya famra kwanso a make sure se sa nipa bonefo ne mra ne omo bedi enti ken lopoku de odi gare botoma boni a wadi na ya waso west ogon no obebu ho akonta he will never go scot free na boni a why na adwen se 2024 is obedi because of boshebia ye de ahye no we will do everything within our power and in accordance with law to ensure say enya de beba so ne abaso china.
Meaning, sir, and you may pressure about, so almost every media house would want to speak with you. Can I book an appointment with you to have you one-on-one tomorrow morning on matching?
Kojo, so we dey me penny wo some money me a me choice.
Enti e channel pa 8k.
Me producer be kasa.
E channel pa 8k me no me no.
Me ba to mate Kojo. I'll be there.
Sami Jemfi me da say. Sami Jemfi kasama fokuni Emma the National Democratic Congress. Topic nadane.
Sure.
What do you think?
Captain Medasi. We say the air cost no because of say NPP for anti-me anya juma. Etino 2024 elections we are yekuin be pese fa kwan bia so na betumi e de wini. Enti kwan ba ko be feel say be fa so a be betumi e de awini ye say be de atitiri asem na be betri ni nkrofo ma be de basabasa ede aba abatu nu se benima I think say sa offering by elections here course wo asen no for no se benima benhwe eno elections we aye ba be kono between Ghana and be NPP for no matter what strategy bia ni ho any evil intention bia be wo bia be manin ka be botum. Because say badwin say bebe ya ahu ben succeed. There is no way we will succeed. Because a Ghana for eka say
the only Bruni among sir or Canberra for can't the crew cast and said Fantini can't Fantino.
Seriously.
How are you able to do that?
Serious.
Because it's very difficult to speak Bruno
and English
at the same time.
No, but only say Captain me nya Bruno ni nsu.
Sir,
me dagachi ni me kan dagachi cross e Bruno.
Ah, wonya Bruno ni.
Me nya Bruno ni.
Really?
Beba bro.
Oh sir.
Me nya Bruno ni. Me yire ni ya Bruno ni.
What is it?
By wo bi.
Yes, ya wo mi bi.
And o bi ni hwe. E bi ya wo no. Okay, ba mi tio. That's just the line.
One say captain, ye kan wa hu. Ni e so 2020 like kwa be fast so be bro amount for ye to abawie nipa be 8 ewu ni na chi no kame akwa ti say ayebede what you say ha be feel say eno no course na be fa be hu di ye nu nti no 2024 nso no yempe kwan bia so na yemfa enye den emfa basabasa ye emra eni nti abede sa nhyehyɛ we mu nyina den egu akwan mu na se u feel say wa ya adwuma se ne o kan na se e bia ai free SHS and time bia no ene aba be ye the center of conversation asem bia be kan bia no they will center it around free SHS but u feel say one district one factory our kan ho asem what to me aye u feel say 1 million per constituency what to me aye what the sa evil mindset we call election mu akwa eden adenti a on hwese Ghana for ebe hwe eno no so saa niema na waye no so ede ato aba ede ama but ne na me kan say bibia ni ho ne bebe ya saa abato ya yekui no ebe yi edi ama be Ghana for yemfa tuo yemfa jan yemfa sekan na mom se ye nyina ye gitwi se ye kɔ ne yakɔ akoto aba na wo de hwan obia ni ho ne obeden obefiu na when say captain ye can no sometimes na be pese be paint picture bi say security men kan say sector no any be adwin woni ma bi ho hwe police for e Ghana for system no benso betimu bi soldier for enso ye Ghana for che say obia ne wo Ghana ha say bia nim ne ekoso se ne teacher ni yiri kodwam ekoto ade no saa ni soldier ni no nso yiri ekodwam ekoto ade ensi saa ade boarding a soldier ni no nso eden ne ho ekombi police ni no ne ho kombi na ni hu enti there is no way abeka say bia abekwa akoyusu police ni ana abekwa akoyusu soldier ni bi e de akoya titiri asem ama saa nipa na ate ase da eni nti ampempi no bepe say befa enkrofo bi mu a be no I say be no de say minim se be nkwan be de abo afode de ama MPP sɛ den a bɛpɛ sɛ bɛyi saa nkurɔfoɔ no deɛ den ɛde kɔyɛ basabasa ɛwɔ abatuom hwɛ ayi bra na yɛyɛ ayi that was is it the 2020 mu hɔ no time district banda teacher ni a ɔno no newly trained teacher waba ɔba bɛyɛ adwuma ahu bɛkum no kwa obi di hye wate ase bɛkum no kwa nanti wo sɛnea ayi nanado bɛyɛ president nti anaasɛ baomia bɛyɛ president nti no yɛnkum nipa sɛnea bɛyɛ a wo bɛba bɛyɛ president na wo no ba bɛdi president no nipa dodoɔ sɛn ne time a na ndc wɔ so a yɛto aba ma bɛyɛ president no nipa dodoɔ sɛn ne wuyi nipa dodoɔ sɛn ne wu that time enti captain nhyehyɛ no deɛ bɛhyehyɛ ɔfrɛnsɛn panin na babɔ ne din sɛ ɔno mmom ne fie ne saa nsamɔne ne yɛbɛ plan ne nyinaa ɛrekɔ so no me ne yɛbɛka kyerɛ ne yɛ sɛ ɔma ɔnhwɛ sɛ bi a ɔde ne mma akɔ akɔgu aburukyiri because information a yɛnya no ɛne ma no nhwɛ sɛ bi a ne yere anaasɛ n'abusuafoɔ kɔnti no ebi obɛtumi ayɛ neɛ ɔbɛyɛ Ashanti region hɔnom no enipa a bɛgu hɔnom ɛnso nimde wɔte aseɛ planning na ɔplanning no sɛ nyɛ ɔno ne bɛbɔ obi amaneɛ ɛbaa ne sɛ ne eliki ɛno no kyerɛ sɛ ɛnyɛ nkurɔfoɔ a wɔn bɛbɛfa adwene no nyina ɛne support neɛ wɔyɛ den wɔyɛ obi wɔ hɔnom a onimde paa wopɛ sɛ woyusu no a ɔma kwan ma wɔnyusu no ɛmfa nyɛ neɛ wopɛ sɛ wɔyɛ den wɔde yɛ enti ne no pɔ bi a ɔbɛbɔ biara no yɛyɛ ahead pɔ bi a ɔbɛbɔ biara no yɛbɛte pɔ biara firi saa berɛ aka 18 days to elections bɛpaa bɛnkɔhyɛ amenam na bɛmmɔ pɔ biara na bɛbɔ biara no ɛbɛliki
Jerry general maame acknowledge sɛ ɔsɛ soldier for mo ni magrodi nti me come as man my careful mo ni magrodi
soldier for ni magrodi
oh dabi magrodi
oh who dey soldier ni bada
dabi o
oh dabi Mr. GH boy
dabi
Obama proper rundown
sir
what do you Mr. Nuyama Mr. Nuyama
sir
Obama proper rundown
oh sir let me tell you day. Oh,
what do you Mr. Nuyama Mr. Nuyama
remember I got 7 oh and I said there
oh soldier for ni magrodi pa o
mama me magrodi de member
na woni e 40 ye usi woni say soldier for ni magrodi
na say for you soldier ni
eh na Mr. Nuyama soldier ni ana msibusa no e for japasu oh say for
that's so general but on a more serious note Ghana say a very serious country nasa na nado danko Akufo-Addo say nye nano keke and all the castle obey ensure said there will be a peaceful election in our country but this time they say yet me are calling Kofobi to order other say you investigate your mo na ya prosecute your mo na ya strip off their position period. Ya wahano muse mami yen take this thing for granted. Granted say a political party NDC for na enyo masem no mo kan. Omo kan sim hunu. Granted. Ya ti ase. Ya wagana hano muse matachima no for nkofo 8. Meboa.
Yeah.
Ya bomutu okun omo for no reason because omo kwa koto aba. Kaswa ebisi wo hono mo. Ema nkofo no bi hwere won kwa. Till now na because of some koto mo abanti. Some koto aba wi o so afro koto aba say whatever it is. Odo mo koto aba na ya abato. Abato is not an event, it's a process. Meboa. It is if it's a processor say before drawing on after the election that will be war. It calls for serious investigation and it calls for serious concern. From 2020 till now, Nana Dako Akufo-Addo more wa election violence a see. I was west we gone. Me have me one class say almost Onua so ethic committee say committee in investigation was ade we mu. You know one serious thing now. And you very 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 dirty. And the fact to say some kaya Islamic girls will Kumasi Ashanti region. Almost say school nanim ho no no. Cars ebo nkofo ti ɔmo pɛ a friend is a speed ramp. Emma ɔmo tɛ mu gu mɔte so whether legally or illegally. Ashanti regional minister ɛwɔ da soja fo me yɛkɔ kye nkra no bo.
What say?
Me say obekaya Islamic girls ɛwɔ Ashanti region.
Kumasi.
No mo say ɔmo speed ramp ɔmo school n'anim hɔ no mo cars ntamu bɔ nkɔfo abrepɔ junction highway ne so hɔ no mo. Eti ɔmo tɛ mu gu mɔte so no mo yɛ yi kyɛ sɛ ne bɛyɛ mpanyinfo bɛte. No mo tɛ yɛ speed ramp ɛde ama wo. Ashanti regional minister Simon Osemesa ɛwɔ da soja fo me yɛkɔ kye nkra no wɔ school mu hɔ no mo ɛbo. Me boa.
Wow.
Edra yahu ne si ye edra sensem ya kaka ho ba mu ya na ye de committee ye tete ho committee enya Ashanti regional minister Simon Osemesa na issue that command no wakoka no committee na say he issued that command you could see a military officer shooting on targets okotu say na wa target obi na o shoot no adenya wagye ne commander free commander bi ho na regional minister bi onim anything about security but by virtue of the fact so you politician ne ya man say to me no na no sa commander de share na sinti ono so oba ne commander no mu di so Ashanti region if say acquire their target their point of target there then I'm sorry so many things will happen in Ashanti region because I'm quite Obi any abre, but election way a very crucial election at the Ghana. Nobody in your beard or Obianya Najas of Bashir and Qua, and also Bianya Najas of Bashir in this year Ashanti region. And even Ghana as a whole, a very deadly for anybody to make any attempt whatsoever. Sir, obey Najas or bet you be quite so in his exercise, so Quatuna Bana, so Quaye Bibiana, anything of that sort. It is a your maya. See a jikabimami kabi etum. And ye jid the rule of law etum. Nasa ye man pay no ati so. Aso anya day. Nasa ojidi say. Or just anima way in a tumwa. By this time, he should call for an open investigation to all these matters. Say ya no kre. Say ya no kre. Onya institutions no munyo mojuma. Say Amoko hand it over. Say the NDC ko hand it over the omu petitions or whatever. And they command the IGP. Now see you investigate start. Omunja no mu investigating that man. So mu wie na se ne hu so a yenya no onko na djuma. No nya na ade. Ne ye hu say NDC for aba betwa Ghana for ntro so we will not take them serious the next time. By the way, it shouldn't be a political banter. And I will not be surprised if China MPP for Baba press conference to defend this useless thing.
Oh, but sir, Brigadier General Opoku. Sir, on your MPP.
Yes, but then this is for so many instances. Oh, God, I had to Electoral Commission press conference. And this is for press conference for Electoral Commission. Why I did channel MPP before the same press conference after Electoral Commission who just to defend the whole thing.
Why?
And I would not be surprised, me, and Yami one say, or China MPP for a press conference to counter an information like this, just to create the impression, say, I mean, you see, this is a country, we need to be serious as a country. Yama Yajimun Naho, near making sure, says, he said, baby, you do quite an annual. You do quite an annual, so I see a koya nimana yeti, ya kodi for Nasa Benkum. And this is a makwana obedient the selfish interest to be ediba be bibi now or magana for who dear na ye one ni any jenny ye one or about so a good anymore as magana aquacotrapi because at the end of the day me passport to me mini bill me my miss unibi
me will be by me shami
and to unibi technically unibi so we shall technically unibi
I was something dim more.
It is all quaquagina so new one one just a wound be. It is a cobasso be a young crampona, even a uncle. Not because of somebody's selfish interest to me or painty. No, call you soon the pabacon. No, dear, name the pacronac say order. And I organize attack. Then I never cannot say
yes. Organize. Organize the attack.
Yes.
Who told you I didn't hear? I heard.
Not because of nipa bako personal and selfish interest in tea. Not a lot of people will suffer at the expense of that person's selfish and personal interest. It shouldn't in any way, in any shape or form happen in this country. Because you are not under military rule. And I want the military rule. You are under military rule. It is the only way I Ghana for the you to me, and be your mama paying and brush your voice a quack or twaba. Near quack or twaba, Nasa, you say, and can we be war home? Who I was so west work on someone here, Cocody, yeah, and my wow would you to move, Nasa Cofu, prepare, Nasa soda, so to Honomodia. Then I don't see how we should be doing certain things in our country. Hey, imagine, says, I'm going to so Janiasuma. Nakazame way. Se me ena me kobo soja ni asume wa bato ase a na ka se na ka me gina bia wo he ba soja ni betumi abobi asum no afa ne ho adu betwa ntrato so afa ne ho adu no ne nam just because he's in a privileged position. This is the time, this is the moment yen test ye mra do hwe yen test ye systems no hwe ni make sure say your systems no ye adwuma na kokofa keka we bia fa ma. And this is the time I'm calling on all the stakeholders, i.e. the Peace Council. That is if only they exist. I am calling on them to intervene as soon as possible. That is if they exist. The Council of States, any friend say the National House of Chiefs, any all other leading stakeholders, they should as soon as possible. They should as soon as possible because I yes they say ni yeti anu ayeke. Now kuta passport kwa na udwane kra. Where is your home? Even na woko. Oh kwa he. There's no place like home. There's no place like home. It is sorry. I'm ya so for paying for Christian Council. Say mo hwe masundwa ma sorry ye ma meto offering. E ma munya bi fa dwaduane ni. Say tokwasi wo Ghana ha no musi ya. Ye meto offering ye ma sorry mpo. Peace Council and then the Council of State. More Council of State, I don't know. The National House of Chiefs, these are some of the things we are talking about. And it is so dangerous to say you best cite a military officer, a senior military officer in an issue like this. That it becomes more dangerous. And that is what we should be calling for, an urgent investigation to this matter. No matter what. Therefore they say, I can't just 10 days or say 2 days to election 2020. And you try and throw there to a senior military officer for this matter. You try and throw there to so. What do you do as a president? Also pass some J. Also making sure that there will be free and fair election. Also making sure that be anyone will be to Ghana.
Time on Kobe Bray. And to know,
but this is not the first time.
I think that we should not jump to conclusion about this issue.
Yes, I know.
On
General,
Brigadier General, I think that maybe the president is busy. Maybe the president is listening. Let's wait for some time.
General.
Yeah, let's give ourselves between now and tomorrow morning.
Let's
see what happens.
All things being equal.
There was a report on.
There was a report.
Yes.
Well,
it is not up to the president to act on that. The president referred that matter to the Attorney General.
And Attorney General.
Well,
Attorney General representative.
The question is, well,
General, Attorney General representative.
Somebody aware.
Or representative. He represents the president.
Yeah.
It is a president who will interest. You ask the Attorney General, how far with this issue that I personally called for investigation? I personally called for a white paper on that issue. If only you have an interest in that particular case. So if you don't have any interest, you just leave it because America say, I will court one near the dad yes, I will court I can want some near the dad Ghana for room Ghana for I agree. But this is not just an ordinary issue. It is not just an ordinary issue. It is a very sensitive issue. It matters. Ghana for what a lot of interest, keen interest about bother the peace and stability of our country. If not handled well, and if compromised, we will know the repercussion that comes with it. And that is exactly what we need to prevent. Ghanaians, we are not cowards. Ye hufuo. But ye buyen payful. It is a president to Honomo, Nasa BBC, see Nasa Chantro. Now, look, Nipana Yakanas, on one wo. Mikoke, where did that baby not didn't suffer the fruits? No, do you? But this is said like a serious country, like only 24 hours in your bedroom. You will not in any way spend 24 hours. Your position. I would do so. Let us investigate you, make sure whatever allegation leveled against you is true or not. Say no cry. The person who made that allegation against you should be punished. I mean, this is so simple. And you tell us how they were heading. And you tell them why you kasa. You try to captain so. Na say assembly yen no cry. You be for captain ko. You be for captain ko dey hwehwem na say who's assembly yen no cry. Me na be try to no so me tell heading. You be for me ko.
Anyway. That's true.
Hey. Na yet one mo say na ye hwe so amu ye ndisi fo jomo adwen adwuma. Amu ye bibi fo jomo domo adwen adwuma. Is that what they are trying to tell us? Say NDC MPP were power, NDC na adwen adwuma. NDC e wo position and say NDC were power, MPP for adwen adwuma. Is that what they are trying to tell us? And I when this is soldier for, and MPP soldier for. Is that what they are trying to tell us? It is MPP bar. Yeah, pro MPP soldiers for one. Say yeah, fan for one. MPP. That is here. And the money here time. Look at what is happening at Ghana Police Service. It is seriously unacceptable. IGP and Deputy Omunkasa. What sense does it make? Yes, I been a IGP and then the Deputy Omunkasa. Yes, I know. Be who say wo call we corridor. On nam corridor we say who wa hwehwe no hey. What's asemato? Say you transfer wa asem beto nya asem ketwa. I mean where in this world and na better sansem hunu we.
But don't you think, sir, professionals na ye wono? They are professionals just on paper. But mentally and emotionally they are not professionals because honestly speaking, how many times the Nipan try, even fear here, let me use Menu to create acrimony between Menu.
Yes.
Yes.
But when you are mentally strong.
That's what I'm saying. That are we fighting?
No, you can't be fighting.
Because you
yes, but when you are mentally strong, you don't allow yourself.
You understand?
Yes.
So, me say, they are politicians, but they are not professionals.
But you see, say, if you know weak minds, they are professionals, all right. But I didn't will form to the point, you say, you will fall for those fallacies. Then in the end, not the one because they will use you as an scapegoat. They may use you as an scapegoat. Oh, you're professional, but I didn't know Kutan, I didn't know form. They may use you, yodio. Only Captain Cock, only we enough with him. Now, if you with them, was a was because we corner your war what you got on the cocono, and now to be name. You get it? It is a way a professional, and I say, ya what you got a cocoa, yes, I did when I was young son and yen dear.
Because, with all due respect, I don't mean when yan sabi a womb to say, penny me no IGP, deputy IGP. They are bony din so ye deputy. Omonkasa.
Can you imagine this?
Omiyaka. Women no back cry no Muslim, women are Christians.
Back cry that was already them, and
so yes, so why?
Oh Jesus Christ.
Why? I mean
it's so terrible.
So what your calculation here, you can tell bam. Say politically, oh yeah, we show no. Yeah, we show no sister transit. It tells you bam. Say a banner a member politically omuntamache. So not Ghana, yeah Ghana for ni jina hin. Sa IGP ni deputy IGP ya ka omunkasa. Wo na so bia hwetu so.
Yes abede wo.
Now
who ko fa ba ko corridor brothers ba ko hu
wo and Jamie and I me ko no moton. What to me ko?
It's so serious.
We na no be hwetu so.
Be dia bro.
Be hwetu so. No, serious matter. One me in a baby.
Also. That's what I saw the Didia, bro.
Eti, the head to us, the head to us, if I want to Kasa.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine?
And I say, Pentecost, I saw for Oklahoma, Obiante.
Almost in Pentecost.
Assemblies of God, I saw for. Then we are glad I mean Assemblies of God. Mamika Pentecost.
I'm going Pentecost.
DPCC no ho.
Pentecost, I saw for Oklahoma. Hey, Pentecost, I saw for Oklahoma. Obia Yedi.
IGP, I was sorry, devil.
What we now Yedi? What we are in Asuko Pentecost?
Captain, yeah.
Eti IGP, yeah, elder. Bakuno so yeah, elder. What we are in Asu Yaka. What we are in a post from penny for. What we are in Asu Hetuzo.
Ah, na yetimi atena Ghana.
Then you have a CDS, the chief of army staff.
Our GND,
army commander. Dabinya Shatrege, army commander Tenkra, army for in a commander, only CDS Yaka.
Yaka.
Where shit was so? Where's the shit was so?
Oh, right,
no, you see, you had your money, dear, grow a car, so
na ye de two media mobi. Near to me, I can say, Sandy Pakro, we dear, or not the share my yoku,
we commander, so when CDS Bayaka. Senya some yanka, like a who dog. Sabe me tifi na so many antibi yaka. Hey,
where then what did he?
Kwayo, sabe ka medeni. But yet Christian Council, that useless the peace council that useless group. I'm so I'm about Castle Cashishanko. So who sa no de tikro say na niam ko de PPP peace one phone council.
Yeah, for me also.
Sorry.
Where you for me also.
Na one de tikro say your peace council.
No, but a serious issue. I mean, let us not joke with this issue.
No, it's serious matter.
What me can me say? So you pay in your Washington region. Na NDC fight the whole press conference. Na yet it had museni.
When you say CCI Ghana Armed Forces, NDC for soldier for MPP, and a Ghana Police Service, MPP for police for NDC.
How is this supposed to?
And the data is there. When your data, you did grow. Soldier for what you told me say we NDC for what does such soldier for me MPP for. And a police for me MPP for no. What does such police for me NDC for. So what you say? It is a by-election here na uhu.
Nanka enya sema nanka kwabna ne oye parliamentary candidate etumi nya kukudro ko bema camp e kwachiche soldier for 2000 Ghana 1000 Ghana
HSA
nya nyansa nya njimie ni yejinia
mpacho eno obi yesa HSA beba bro.
No, but you see, no, Ghana is a peaceful country by nature. You do your own. Yes, I can win.
I'm telling you today, yes, soldier phobia no more. You know what I peg guess Okruma. Or to pay na pay.
Bakubio Jinas and Nim Heya.
And I said, Captain say, you see, and Robert's crowding police for Asia, 10 Biama with defeat.
Shamini Miniaba, PS yesterday. Now I'm still querying. Mquerying. Mko. No better than your papeti. Menko, who to Obako?
Dabi.
Her Ghana 4% to Kwabakruma. Womundu 3,000.
Oh, Debbie.
3,000. Yan yempesi abeko. Yan Ghana for na yempesi. Scientist IGP ne deputy woman kasa.
They don't
talk to each other. Yes, they don't talk to each other. And no, IGP assembly canoe.
Yeah.
Deputy IGO. These two serious personalities, they don't talk to each other. Bebe tuoso.
Beba
bro benkasa. Bebe tuoso
benkasa.
No, you see, on my banner you see a security one IGP deputy. Sesi to we. JB. Sabe nyame na bosum so amtwanka. But obia ni mokrom ha say, me say JB ama benko. JB aba. Mwa. Nti more or less fan say me deputy ni JB. Na ya the JB fi Kumasi aba nkran. JB bedru ya What's obe ba besim kon ho room ha fia ha
na mesua jimi anayansa
onua group we mu say wo free he wo pa yem fa free BBC mra wo de wo pa fi BBC mra na yem fa mra onua group na wadun so be huresim kon ho na time na me ba na da 157 position ho no na say na o ma me tie bia when bra say dey be do number 1 ha bra na besim kon ho do you get the analogy eti deputy IGP any IGP omo yaka omo na ye Christopher table no better ni o enti ne ye pese aban we co position no no man ni mu adwo ye better any tables no straight up that is why I want to turn the tables.
Yeah.
No, you get what I mean?
Yes.
Who was serious, sir? Or you refined soldier. I know Major General Pompey Pram. I catch no J for time. Yeah, dear Kufuachi, I catch up. You guy heavy. You got this and for. You better for winning election. Yeah, but any about 2 soldiers depending on where you are money. I'll say, okay. Na voter region MPP chairman ni ho yesi bi ho ono agbefo na abono yesi there bi constituency chairman ni ho yesi bi ho o ma abono yesi there bi na ndie mo amoya ho there na mkoye ya ya bo
mo so mutimi nka
yes you timi nka na koye
wa che so you professional
monsieur Pompe pra onimni ama 2 ni soja atade eni Ghana now no me pesa me kase bi no ne yiri busu ani pa o ya rough o ba echi ntum o se matade na hye me no enya wo sister na pap your sister na pap share me o and yet one ya na yeso
this is a very serious issue. Yeah, yes be anymore.
This country is polarized. Hey, o man no ho aya na nkrofo bi nje mpai bondi ba me meje mpai bodi nipa bi nje mpai bondi ba me meje mpai bodi niama bi na so mai mo gina na kanya wanwa if you have abanya only CDS no sabe nyanti bi na appointed CDS abanya na appointed no adinti na abanya person in be IGP nya abanya na appointed no
sure
adinti na abanya ni sudo no adintra say ya me no ka say immigration service ko check headquarters o ma yen sesan sakrae ye dey obi free headquarters straight up to central region check it ko immigration me wa copy of their letter then obi suro then na dampare bie na no ka say nye police na ma obi a won election na me come to say papa no wepra and it's true post for Ghana hay no 60,000 me pesa me ka number no I'm 60,000. Why are we doing this to ourselves as a country? Why? And I buy to me that
come on to me I will paint to me kete to me kete I will paint out to me no to me than be for to me kete
that IGP efre IGP upon buenu e de ne kotena Jubilee House ye meeting ewie ekoshia police council approve abanya atum go and announce you better police fakatuem wakotena sifa kan show so no waka bo mu ho bam 2020 you better police fakatuem ani November ne atum ne yatua
se be wie bantua bi
yatua abani wie no December police for no twen ebo kabashina ye be so ba won tenkran o kabashina man o se kabashina ne din besine police for no aketua ntumu no amabem say wo CS so kurum ha
yeah
there was security aspect e wo kurum obi antimi nka ho hwe saban timi da police for yen yada sesi ye so free ye na ye kofi na ye koda na dwe a yada patrol team police for in a round na ye timi da police ni no embo akobo besia aban na ntua biom. And you expect say eti police for no beto ati aban no that is what they are afraid. I don't know details of this issue here about Brigadier General Opoku. I don't know. But even if it is true, soldier for the 20 years.
Sure.
You see, you do baby as I say, your ma on mine here more.
General, your man you. Na ye federal ye dim gwase nessa so ye tankers ye ne say soldier for the police for keto ano mo na ebre. Omo na ebre. Because IGP on the deputy crime kasa. So we issue command and na be say na mo ina jeje. Confusion. And it has happened. Tell me what is democracy have before. No, you could see clearly say there was a total division because when they issue command, one that follow commander. No, the same as the military, and you can have a senior military officer. Oh, come on! I mean, this. Is,
you get it. It's what is happening. And I think so. It's about time. Your development partners, they need to step in and call the bluff of these so-called leaders. Look, they are no BIMIA. Taking Nkrumah out of the equation. Fourth Republic.
You see
they are no BIMIA.
2 classroom block. Kindergarten block.
3 unit classroom 6 unit classroom block.
Wait.
What's the young boy and some also what's the dying Makumi and San Kolankum school into really? I keep telling people, maybe you're Ghana Mampenin there. School there will come here and me mechanic professor.
But MT standard. MT standard.
No, please. 3 unit classroom block. Now you see a sit down
office in Kaho.
Office in Kaho.
Staff common room.
Yeah, you see 3 unit classroom block, 6 unit classroom block. Now you near Judea boy and some Emma. I buy boy and some
toilet facilities on Kaho. She in Kaho. Raw.
And
6 unit.
No, now you're near J. Oh, Charlie. Yampo. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I can't 5 minutes here, which means of course I said.
Yeah, of course. But 6 minutes. The last time I checked, MP back when near bring Mr. Producer, yeah, call the constituency. At the year, we see Chips compound.
Oui.
Hey! No tables in the better.
Sure, and India.
No, you see. Me when you there, me entire by bia. Adia manager want to say in fear what kwasi asem no. I say that could be a paper in fear what kwasi asem. No problem. Whether we're going to have a 2-state party, a 2-party state, a 3-party state, I don't care. Most important thing they say, wouldn't fear what we are coffee.
Okay, maybe.
Ko fear what we.
Yeah.
Coffee, part of the coffee fear.
Because okay, nanado 8 years mu ya. Say dey akwa kame akwa te say bibia nweki bi mu.
Kofi.
That time ya ye wo mu ya ka akra bia ma. Ne time ya end bibia nweki bi.
Kofi. Wo fi say nyame ye kwase ya. No kate mahama 4 years. O say kobda sabra. So Mahan the second coming we no and the first time no. It's about the nyame na right. But give it back to these guys. They think that you're team dada.
Yeah.
Into year twaso. Obi ka so otoa bibi so papa ne mo ne nyina
otoa.
What do you
think? Yes.
Exactly. So the point is that and you so big time about me. No, I know about me.
But captain in Sanya be campaigning for no nyina mu bia no ne ba timi ahyeda aya na yi o.
Dabi onye nyese o ye.
Because nansa match say nurses nursing trainees no complete
19 months.
Ebi mu ba we school no only 5 months pe ne benya ye. Obi so da wanya bi kra da allowances no.
Dabi allowance no kra da men ko. Country ben was assistant training medical doctor no didn't fit 3 years or manage station so nkoye adwuma. Jigana.
Unsa the last batch be ye no be ma ba adwuma ne ba be wie 2020 nonsense ayi clearance na be release no against the 2020 batch no enti ba be wie 2021 2022 2023 ni na be da so ofia be mfa be wahu teacher trainings no so the same thing ene ya me no ka say me ti say teacher fo bi mu so complain say be promotion ba ayi na say nka be ko promotion 2020 2019 ebesi ne ba try exams o exams na hon results o mai na ba hu say ba pass ya na say be pass
no
enti frakadam ben release the results na ba also cry to skill ba say be ko upgrading the same thing
It's bad. It's bad. We are Obi Brofo. We are always thinking about the next elections and not the next generation. Why? Eti yet Ghana hapa show Ghana for Muntemi. Aka 5 minutes yanko. Na ya sisa Ghana for mebunu maku 100,000. Edwin wakogu Independence Square to say sardine. See from Napku. Na obi owa sebe ne papa ote kurase yare stroke. Obi maame ote baby onye aduane ni nti ne ba na je bosome 700 na wasene ne maame 100 cedis 200. Hwe minimum bi odi 200 cedis bosome. I'm telling you today. Ada e ka asem ne kire me no manje ndi. Me ko man kasim no mo ka asem ne kire me ni 2 ka kwa ekura na se a sa maame ne te 200 cedis odine bosome. Nasa fansa ne ba ye napko. Ana ne nana na ye napko. Na waka na boa no na wasa gu napko. Afe mfie mienu.
Sande be ka so kra 9 months.
Na
abantua.
Na wontua wo maka na wasa pamo akotena fie. You are telling me say womema isi awia abema ma wo. Really Ghana for no, really? Yenye real, yen can't no boko said it really? Say Jamensa. Ah, Bossman Asare. Apia hene, ne wa money easy for Bekabo me Rima Abemwa. Really? Nandap Kufon nipa 100,000. A commodore. Say 100,000 ye chama district be as mumina ye divide no me armed robbers. Then the basic rumor. Nipa 100,000. One also check Ghana police service for you.
Yeah.
One also check waka prison service, fire service, and immigration a boom 100,000.
Now one domestic armed robber cry Ebreas and 8.
Yes, me no.
He's just a domestic armed robber. Oh, to me, we had your crown coffee and cocoa divuambo.
Huh? And yeah, a year fair. Yeah, take it easy. We're training over 40,000 nurses. Wait me up posted 4,000. We're training over 40,000. And a 4,000 It's Ghana, you were 36,000 nurses to fee.
No, but oh, sorry, yeah,
okay. When you're on your visa pay, no. Na nurses to fee Ghana for young kind of country. Meanwhile, other hospitals are coming room. Na MBA. It's share soldier for hospital. Yeah, Mahama military hospital. Afari is the single largest military hospital in the whole world. Let me repeat. Sadena Mahama dikosi Afari no. Soldier for hospital be near Sasisua. A bro 200 bed.
And this is over 250 beds.
Yes. This is close. So we are expansion. We are 500 bed
capacity. 500 bed capacity.
Single largest military hospital in the whole world.
It's sitting in the bush.
Meanwhile, you were 36,000 nurses imposed you. Can you imagine, my brother?
Seria Hospital, that's what.
Seria Eshemrem. Kumewu Eshemrem. Name the other hospitals. Nina Gumrem.
Na oye se obe wi abam akwan be mpa no fa so wi abam
no,
nurse na wa wi school na
see na onya dwan I want people to forget and rather me kan papa ba kokosi na ya po asore ye te sama atase ye dwen ho not bicycle so kuta megaphone. It is possible. It is possible. It is possible. It is possible. On am here quite so. On no call back on saba. And na foforo so be say on so ho no so call. Oh yeah no be say captain mpocho osanso you fight mpocho nsu ho a. And I'm saying so na wo me fi na buy na tuma me. No, you see, yeah, do baby. Mahama Bana Odin se huna. Let's look him in the eye and tell him, say, hey, Jajimino. Hey, Jajimino. We get him out. There's an 8-year cycle, you see. Now I'm pam party, I didn't feel what train and quank what fear. What did they tell Bahama one time? No? Professor Mills plus him, 8.
Yeah.
Na soon. Rollins 8, Asun Kufo 8, Asun Wemu 8, na soon. Say 8 you woman kwa ye wu. When I'm catching up. Say 8 years. So man kwa troto within 6 months pepepe disaster. 6 months pepe. Yentimi ntra kurum habi. Ebso happen. Ami ya ndoma. Echna. Ebishia. Ami sha.
Prince Marcel's ministry present Young Ministry for